Oh, wait, you're over here. I'm getting distracted because now we have a gigantic monitor over there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. Happy 4th of July. I have with me today, I have Robbie, our part-time dog wrangler, full-time dishwasher, full-time, I don't know, tech guy.
Yes.
Spreadsheet lover. Lover
Yes.
of spreadsheets.
Yes.
Yes. And ready to get on the grill today. So, and I've also, of course, got Rocky the Raptor, who is tearing a bone apart on my white chair. So that's fun. And then old man Otis over here, who was awakened from his nap because he also got a bone. And last but not least, we also have an audience, a studio audience today, because Josh's, that's not good, Robbie's mother is here. Josh is Kelsey's dad, so probably not his mom here. Anyway, so today we're going to be doing some Chipotle ribs. We're going to be doing mac and cheese because that's one of Robbie's favorites and he just has to have it when we have 4th of July or any kind of barbecue like that. We are going to be making some sangrias. We have a salad for something that resembles something healthy today. Strawberry rhubarb pie, which is my favorite pie, and some cardamom ice cream. So we've got a lot to go, a lot to do. So we'll go ahead and get started. I actually started on the ribs before you got here because they got to sit in the oven for a couple of hours. And all I did was I took some baby back ribs. I took that skin off of the back of them and I rubbed them down with some paprika and garlic powder and salt and pepper. Stuck them in a big pan, put some beer in there, a 12-ounce can of beer, it's 2 racks of ribs, and covered it in foil, and it's been in the oven at 325. And I will do that for about 2 to 3 hours, and we'll make the barbecue sauce in a little bit. So, hi everyone, I'm so glad, and we have from UK. You're here celebrating the 4th of July with us from the UK, so thanks Exo Stadia, and hi Kelsey, I know, you should be here eating food with us over here. So, and I love cardamom too, so that's gonna be a good ice cream, hopefully. I've never made it, so we'll see. First thing we've got to start on, because other than the ribs needing to be in the oven for a couple of hours, it is the pie and the ice cream that take the longest to bake or set. So we're gonna start by making the strawberry rhubarb pie. Not ice cream, pie. Words are hard. So I started chopping up my rhubarb already. If you're not familiar with rhubarb, it kind of looks like celery. And you want to look for it where it kind of feels like celery. You want it to be firm and not too mushy. This is not the best of the rhubarb that I have been, able to find. And I also don't have enough. So it's going to be a little heavier on the strawberries. So I'm going to cut off this edge because it's kind of gross. And then this side is a little squishy, and I don't want squishy rhubarb either. Couple of things. I think King of APOC is in here. Is that true? Because we owe you, I think, a puppy cam because we were going through request and we saw that we may have missed one of those, so we owe you that. And then also I want to say thank you to Fallen Age, who's been moderating this from the beginning, because she's been awesome and keeps us troll free. Because I don't like those Twitch marauders in here, and I don't think you probably do either. And we've got a couple of new things that we're going to be doing today. One we did the other day, which is a little bit later. You're going to have to guess what's in a bag, and whoever guesses what's in it first is going to get a free subscription from me. If Robbie can figure that out, and if Robbie can't figure it out, it'll come from him.
Yay!
Yay! We also have, and do you have a camera? Well, I'll bring it over. If you happen to subscribe today, I'm going to spin this. It does not have a name yet. So if you have some ideas for names, we'll try them out. I think Robbie goes, let's call it the sub wheel. And I'm like, that's kind of boring. But it's got some things that I would have to do, some that are pretty easy, Like I get dehydrated easy, so drinking some water or wearing a funny hat. But then others are things like eating some jalapeno, hot sauce, habanero, poblano, horseradish, or it could even land on Robbie and I doing a salsa dance in the kitchen, because I do like to dance, and you guys really haven't seen that, and there's actually a sign in my kitchen that says the kitchen is for dancing. Anyway, we'll be doing that if we get any subs today, so we'll keep doing it too.
Well, there you go. You just got a sub.
I did. So let's see here. Oh, thanks, Exo Stadia. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit and get this started, and then we'll do that when we've got a little lull in it. So Robbie's gonna keep track of who subscribes and who is gonna be getting that spin of the wheel. So, all right. And so Exo Stadia, for some reason you gotta leave, let me know before you leave so that we can do that for you real quick. All right, so I don't want to just slice up my rhubarb. Do you like? I'm just going to go back and forth because this is the way my mind is in chaos mode right now. And we're going to chop this up real quick. Because what we want to do with the rhubarb and the strawberries is let it sit in some flour and sugar for about a half an hour. That'll draw the juices out of the strawberries in particular. And then the flour, as it's mixing with those sugars, will help set it so we don't have like a runny inside of the pie. Now, I am not the pie expert in my family. My cousin Nikki is. And I talked to her this morning so that I could get some tips. And I didn't quite go through the rhubarb there, but there we go. And then we're going to cut these strawberries up. So technically this should be about 2 to 3 pounds of rhubarb. I'm probably a little shy of 2 cups of rhubarb. The mix between the rhubarb and the strawberries actually kind of important in the pie. Rhubarb is a little more tart, whereas strawberry is really sweet. And if you have too much strawberry, I don't know if you've ever had a strawberry pie, and it's so frickin' sweet, like it's hard to eat. Or maybe not, maybe you love sweet stuff and you're like, but that's my favorite, Dana, don't make fun of really sweet pies. So this one's probably going to be a little on the sweeter side. I'm doing about 2 pints of strawberries here. And I don't have Kelsey here to help me cut things and get things done while I do other things. So, strawberry rhubarb is your favorite too, Kelsey? Well, how come I didn't know that? You would think I would know that as your mother, huh? So, hi from Albuquerque. How are you doing, Rachel? Raspberry pie. I don't know that I've had a true just raspberry pie. I've had like pies that have raspberry, but they're usually a mixed berry pie. And I am just being random with my cuts here. Hi, Crafty Gamer. Thank you. I tried to dress for the occasion. Red shirt, stars on the apron. Oh, and there's Rocky. There must be ducks or something outside, or people, or dogs, or squirrels.
Or wind.
Or wind. Or just something he doesn't know. When I was practicing with the wheel last night, because we just got it to spin for the subs, he did not like it. He was growling at it, so we had to practice last night so that he doesn't growl every time he sees it. Hey, would you like to do me a favor, or are you busy over there?
Yes.
Really? I was thinking you could measure out a cup of, hang on.
Of my choosing?
A half a cup of flour and a cup of sugar, and they're already out over there, and I already have spoons and a knife for you.
What would you like them to go in?
Well, they're going to go in this. after I'm done slicing them. But if you measure them for me, then I'm ahead of the game. So, you're from Cody's channel. You got a startle. SSJ, what was the startle for? Did I miss something other than my dog barking? Or was it my dog barking that startled you? He is startled easily. When poor Kelsey was here, he was staying up. He would bark for like 15 minutes and then sleep for 30 and then bark for 15, and it was pretty annoying. But I don't think it was Kelsey's fault. I actually think it was because her brother was up playing games and talking to people upstairs. Yeah, the bark. He has a loud bark. It's like a supersonic bark.
It's a superpower.
It's his superpower. Well, you think that's his superpower, or being able to jump as high as he can and almost get stuff off of the counter?
He's half kangaroo,
Oh, now he's half kangaroo.
half raptor,
Okay.
half goat.
Half goat. He is. That's the problem. He's 200% of a dog instead of 100% dog. So this was a pie. The strawberry rhubarb pie was a pie that my grandmother made all the time. My mom made it occasionally, but really it was my grandmother who made it all the time. And it was funny that my cousin, I was planning on making this today, and she texted me this morning and was just like, hey, thinking of you. And I said, hey, I'm going to make a pie. Last minute tips. And she goes, what kind? And I said, strawberry rhubarb. She goes, oh my gosh, I just made a strawberry rhubarb pie. That must be why I thought to call you, because we were both making strawberry rhubarb pies. So, yes. And I'm actually going to be using my grandmother's crust, which is written on a actual recipe card. And it says Grandma B's pie crust, which is weird because this was in my mom's file, so why she was calling her mother Grandma B instead of Mom's crust, I don't know. But not to mention, we didn't call her Grandma B, we called her Mimo. So, but I love, you know, as much as I love the ease of finding recipes and stuff on the internet, I'm so sad that people don't use recipe cards as often anymore, because I love being able to see my mom's handwriting and my grandmother's handwriting, my aunt's handwriting, and some other people that I know that were close to the family. And every time you see that recipe card and all the stains and fingerprints on it from having cooked it, it just brings back some awesome memories of growing up. So, oh, Lisa, apparently Robbie, Lisa says cute apron. To you, not to me. I don't think he can hear. He just walked out of the room to wash his hands. I'll tell him. I'll tell him when he gets back. Did you hear me? Your Lisa says cute apron.
Oh, thank you, Lisa.
Is that a cousin?
It is a cousin.
I can't keep Robbie's, I don't even think Robbie can keep all his cousins straight. Can you?
Sure I can.
How many do you have?
A lot. 20-something.
I thought you had more than that.
First cousins.
Yes. His mom is saying yes, he has more than that. How many cousins does he have, Joyce?
31.
33? Oh, she doesn't know either. She's holding up random numbers up to the side. I would say it's probably in the 30s.
It's more than 1 and less than 100.
Yeah, I have 4. I have 4 cousins.
You could probably name them all.
I can name all of my cousins. Nikki, Gary, Chris, Neil. That's it. That's all of them. Kelsey can name all of her cousins. So, oh, you still have your recipes passed on from 3 generations back, or your apron from 3 generations back? Because that would be interesting. actually, I do think I have one of those little aprons from my grandmother, my Meemaw. That's the little, I don't know if you've seen like in the 50s and stuff when they would wear little short lacy aprons just around their waist, which I'm not really sure what that actually helped with. But something. Oh, now Robbie's gonna put this over here. Oh, did I pull out the whole wheat flour? I'm sorry. I made you do that and that's the wrong flour. No, the whole wheat flour. Where's the sugar?
It was in there. It just got dumped back into the wheat flour.
Okay. Well, I'm having a day. I just put the sugar in the wheat flour. Cool. Well, then where did the wheat flour go? Because there was nothing in here.
I put them all in the one vessel for.
Well, they can't all go. If it's a cup and a half.
I don't do this.
He's really
I'm
cute.
way better at the tech side of things.
He's really cute, and he's great at grilling and making pasta. All right. I need to put a cup of sugar. This is a half a cup. So put that, and put this in here. And then I need a half a cup of flour. And this is not like we're baking the pie crust, so. I've made a slight mistake. Yeah, I make mistakes, so you don't have to.
What are you making again?
Huh?
What are you making?
What am I making? I'm making strawberry rhubarb pie. So this is the filling that needs to sit here for about 30 minutes so the juices all start coming out of the strawberries. It starts making a nice, filling. So I'm going to toss all that together. And again, I used 2 stalks of rhubarb. It should really be about 2 to 3 cups of rhubarb. I think this was probably a little less, so it's going to be a little bit sweeter pie. But once we get all that tossed, we're going to let that sit. And I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to make a pie crust. And I'm going to try and use the right ingredients. And not... I guess I need to get rid of that whole wheat flour now. If you're just joining us, we have a spinny wheel for subs that has things on it. Some that are nice to me, like water. Some that are not nice to me, like habaneros and horseradish.
And some that are not nice to me, like
And
dancing.
some that are not nice to Robbie, like he has to salsa dance with me in the kitchen.
Should we spin that now?
Oh, you want me to spin it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hang on. I was going to do it after the pie dough. But now? You want me to do it now?
I'm ready for it now.
Okay. Robbie's ready to see if I can be tortured because making a mistake like pouring the sugar into the flour.
Which makes me think that it'll be dancing.
So Arkwin, strawberry rhubarb, anything is fantastic. I love it. I have this also this really good crumble recipe, and it's got so much butter in it. It is so bad for you. Okay, we will do this. These are the things I am not hoping for. Here, I'll put the horseradish out there too. I'm not going to eat a whole habanero. I will eat a slice of it. This one's got a little something going on that's not very appetizing on it. But we'll see. Hopefully it won't be habanero. So we stole some things from some other people's streams that they had on here. And we've got Minnie Mouse ears, bucket hat, horseradish, poblanos, salsa dance, habanero, water, hot sauce, jalapeno, and more water because I never drink enough water. All right. Are we ready?
Are you ready?
I guess I am. So this is for you, Exo Stadia. Thank you for your sub. And, oh, I can turn on the lights. Look, I'm fancy. So fancy. All right, you ready? What is it? Habanero, right off the bat. Fabulous. Okay. All right.
Best
For
idea ever.
for subs, this is what happens, and I'm looking for names for it. So if you have some ideas on what to call this, I'll show you some of our names before I have that habanero. Disc of Agony. Spinny Wheel of Pain. Wheel of Death, that was Robbie's. I was like, I don't know if I'm okay with the Wheel of Death.
You might agree with that title after the habanero.
Also Robbie, Subwheel. It's boring. And let's see here. We also have Rotations of Irritation and Turns of Anguish. So, if you have any ideas, let us know. I'm gonna go put this away, and then I will slice myself off some habanero.
And cry.
And
maybe.
And wait, I've got to be ready, because I'm a lightweight when it comes to. I'm not a complete lightweight, but I am a little bit of a lightweight when it comes to spicy foods. I'm sure Robbie would chomp down on the habanero and go, "What?"
Maybe for 2 seconds, and
then
regret my life choices.
Okay. So, thank you, Exostadia, for your sub. I appreciate it. I won't be able to taste anything else for the rest of the night.
You just wanted to dance.
Okay. His mom's over there looking very worried about me. Yeah, I'm using a half and half is what I'm drinking right now. And I didn't cheat and drink it first, because Alton Brown cheated when he had to do a hot sauce
He had
thing.
like a
And
whole stomach full of it.
He drank this first, and then it coats your mouth so that you don't get a spicy food.
Well, there's only a 1 in 10 chance that'll happen on the next one. So.
Probably will, just because, you know, it's my lip. Oh, okay.
You make the rules. Maybe I'll do it if it comes up next.
So, if you suck, you have to spin the wheel. I'm gonna need more, because now I need to make pie crust.
Yeah, don't drink it all. We might need some of that for cooking.
I got plenty of cream and milk and stuff in here. Okay, pie crust. Pie crust is really, 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 really about technique. After myself and my cousin have tried different things like butter and Crisco, we've settled on Crisco is really the best thing. And she told me, and she makes pies for restaurants. She said, put your bowl in the freezer, put your Crisco in the freezer, get it really cold. Now you don't want it in there for hours. I put this in probably about 20 minutes before we went on air. So it's cold, it's not room temperature anymore, but it's not frozen. We don't want frozen. So, yeah, thanks Exo Stadium. It was perfect start for the wheel. We couldn't start with like water.
That'd be too boring. Come on.
Whew. So we're going to use, so that's the trick to a really flaky crust is cold, cold, cold. Think about if you're making shortbread, or if you're making scones or biscuits, and the way to make them flaky is to make sure your butter is cold. It's not melted or room temperature at all. So we're going to start. It's going to be a little hard to talk here. I'm going to make a double recipe here because we're going to put strips on our pie. And this is just enough to make a bottom crust on it. So I need 2 cups of flour. And this is a super simple crust. Okay? This crust has salt, flour, Crisco, water. That's it. Those 4 ingredients. And I'm pretty sure I got 4 of those, but I don't know. My brain's a little scrambled after a habanero.
Happy 4th.
Uh-huh. Whew. Is anybody, did anybody see fireworks yet for the 4th? We're going to try and see them tonight. At least it finally cleared up. So salt. Oh, I didn't put my pie cutter in there, did I? My pastry cutter. Nikki also says to put this in the freezer. I did not, so now it's too late. So you're going to start by doing the Crisco and the flour and kind of mash it in. Have you guys made pie crust before? You heard them last night? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is stuck in here. I probably should take it. There we go. All right, I need 10 and 2/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to there. Now I just lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I love these Crisco bars. It's so much easier than the back in the day. Remember that, Joyce, back in the day when you had the big thing of Crisco and then you had to like get it out of the, yeah, it was a mess. So I love these because you can just measure them and cut the amount you need. So no pie crust before. All your fireworks were over in 2 hours. I'm wondering how Rocky's going to do. It was pretty quiet last night around here. So that should be pretty interesting tonight. Put that over there. And now I've got Crisco all over my hands. Just a Crisco song.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Oh, and then while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to get some ice water. Not to drink, because that will make the burning in my mouth worse. But when we start adding water into this pie crust, we want that to be as cold as possible as well. I'm trying to keep my nose from running.
Yeah, I would expect there'll be some fireworks tomorrow as well.
On a Monday?
Sure. Any of the fireworks they don't get to set off tonight, they'll use tomorrow.
We live within walking distance of a lake here, and our city puts on pretty good fireworks. So depending on how tired we are after this, we may walk down there so we don't have to get in the traffic, because I hate the traffic after fireworks. It's not good. It leaves, yes, scooping Crisco is never fun because it leaves residue in the measuring cup and then it's all over your hands, and it's just, and then you have to clean the measuring cup, and yeah, it's not good.
That's my job, that part.
What's your job?
Cleaning the measuring cup.
Oh yes, because Robbie likes to do the dishes, so we're gonna make sure we give him lots and lots of dishes. I'm gonna go, oh, I think I need a new one of these. Why don't we transfer all of this into something else? You can see how this is starting to get like little pea-sized shapes in it. Or, you know, the flour's starting to coagulate that, so we're getting there. Almost there, and then I'm gonna start adding the water. And we're actually gonna put these in once we roll them out and make little baby pies. And I hope that works, because this is the first time I've done little baby pies. So I've done tarts, but I usually just make one big pie. Thank you, Fuzzy Onion, for following. We're glad you're here. If you just joined us, we're making some Chipotle ribs. Thank you, You Steak. Glad to see you here. We're making Chipotle ribs. I've got ribs in the oven, getting ready to go on the grill in a little while. And right now we're making strawberry rhubarb pie. And then I'm going to make some cardamom ice cream. And then some mac and cheese and some stuffed poblanos. So we got a lot going on because everybody knows Dana likes to cook way too much food for whatever occasion there's supposed to be food at. And if there's just enough, I feel like I did not make enough. All right, so I'm going to add some cold water into this a little bit at a time to try and bring this pie crust together. So we want to do that. But we don't want ice in there. But we do want the water as cold as possible. I always thought it was, nobody ever explained these things to me when I was growing up. My mom used to cook, and she was a fabulous cook. And I was one of those skeptical kids, like, why does it have to be cold? I'll just use warm water, I'll show them. And then it was never as good. People need to tell me the science. Cody doesn't like science, so those of you that are Cody's friends, you know.
Cody does not believe in food science.
He does not believe in food science, even though cooking food is
Science.
science. I might need a little more water in this. You don't want to work the dough too much.
Do you need more water?
It might be okay. What I do need is some flour on the counter. I'm a gigantic mess maker when it comes to making pie crust. Gigantic. And now it's all stuck to my fingers. Well, thank you for the water, but I'll make flour. He's very helpful. Put it on the counter so that it doesn't stick to the counter as we try to roll this out and make 3 or 4 pie crusts. We'll see how much. I need to save some of it though so we can make some strips for the top of the pie.
More?
Yeah, that should be okay. And I'm making a big ball out of this. And then we're going to set this down, and hopefully it'll be wet enough. It probably does need a little more water. Because it's a little crumbly. And it's all over my hands. All right, oh, I just got a big handful of water there. That's really sticking to my hands. One of the things I like about where I live, there's a hotel down the street that does fireworks throughout the summer on Friday night. So even like, they're not as big as the 4th of July ones, but it is nice if you want to see fireworks on Friday nights. You can see them. Ribs, exactly, ribs are one of my favorites. And they are steaming in some beer, because my family used beer all the time. My dad worked for Anheuser-Busch for 20-something years. So lots of our recipes have beer in them. And this is no exception. So this particular, these particular ribs, I'm doing a little bit different because I'm going to be making a barbecue sauce. But if I'm not making a barbecue sauce, I would just take the ribs and sprinkle them with a ton of lemon pepper and steam them in the oven, and then use your favorite barbecue sauce on the grill with them. I'm hoping, and if you've been here before, you know I say this all the time, I'm hoping to get a smoker at some point, or at least a barbecue pit, so we can, that's not a gas grill, so that we can smoke some meats on the outside. That'll be new for me, because I did not grow up with one of those either. My pie crust is sticking to this. It's a good thing Nikki's not watching. She'd be like, oh, Dana. My grandmother would be going, oh, heavens. That was her phrase. Let's see here. Yep, we're just getting all over the place. We may not get 3 out of this. I mean 4 out of this. But it's okay. Again, I mess up, so you don't have to. Okay, I need more flour here. Because it's sticking to the rolling pin. You know, it's really funny. Robbie's mom is here, and she doesn't want to be on camera, but every other time she's over here, she's like, please, can I help? And today she's like, no, not helping you. Yeah.
More.
A little bit more. There, okay, thank you. And we'll see if that helps. A little bit. It's not sticking to the rolling pin quite as much. This is an ugly pie dough, but you know what? They're still delicious when they're homemade. There's nothing that beats a homemade pie crust, in my opinion. In my opinion. I probably should put this on wax paper because then it would have been so much easier to pick up, but I didn't. So, here you go. I'm going to take my very dough-filled hands and actually, what it means,
Still way better on this counter than the old ones.
oh my gosh, my last counters that I had before I redid my kitchen, the tile on the floor, the tile on the, and it was tile on my countertops, was the same, and the backsplash, and around the fireplace, and in the showers, and on the floors in the bath. So clearly,
and out back.
clearly a sale of some sort.
Well, you have a really interesting pattern in your dough right now.
Yes. Well, you couldn't roll it. You couldn't roll this out. This is a little thick, and I'm tearing it because I did not do this on wax paper, which is what I usually do. So even if you've got this nice countertop like this, doing the pie crust like on wax paper, parchment paper, or even on a pastry cloth really helps you pick it up so you can put it into the pie dish. So again, it's gonna be a little ugly. But you know what? I'm more interested in food tasting good than looking good. Anyway. Because my major back in the 80s when I went to college the first time was radio, TV, film. And one of the things I learned is all of that stuff that you see in the pictures, professional pictures and on TV, not real. It's all fake. I worked in a restaurant and we used a lard for ice cream on our displays.
Yum.
Mmm. Give me a big bowl of that lard.
Fluffy liked it.
Huh? Oh, Fluffy liked it. Yes. So Robbie is referencing, used to have a dog named Fluffy. And she once got into the pantry and took a gigantic box of lard and ate like half of it before I caught her. You know what I'm gonna do? Get that scraper, maybe that'll help. Get this up on the counter.
Hi, King of APOC.
Hey! Hi, King of APOC. We were talking about you earlier. Did you hear us? Were your ears burning? Because we think we owe you puppy cam. Because we think we missed it the other night when we were looking through stuff on there. So I think while I work with this messy dough over here, I think Robbie's going to take you over and give you guys puppy cam, which I think you get with channel points. Is that correct?
Yes.
A minute of puppy cam for like 800 channel points if you got them. So there you go. There's Rocky. I can't see that. It's funny. I can only see. Oh no, there I can. All right. It's a little weird. I'm trying not to look at the monitor too much and make sure I'm still looking at the camera, but the monitor's like this big that's sitting in front of me. All right, let's see if I can get one more out of here. One more of these little pies. Aren't they so cute? Aren't they such cute little piglets?
Very cute.
I'm not used to you being this quiet, Joyce. Ugly pie crust. Here we come. I have a friend of mine whose son is going to culinary school, so she keeps posting all these beautiful pastries and stuff he's making. And meanwhile, I'm like, mine look like this. But the more you practice, the better you get, right? These are pretty thick pie doughs too. But it's okay. It's all good. All right. And then it's gonna have cardamom ice cream on it, so, and a blueberry compote if I have time, so that it's a red, white, and blue dessert. All right, I will have to roll that out for the strips on top. But right now, where did I put my strawberries and stuff? We've got them over here, right? In with our sugar and our flour. Probably more than I need for these 3 little pies, but that's okay. Make sure all of that flour gets stirred in, because if you don't, then it won't set and it'll get really runny. Have you ever had those pies like you cut into it and it's just like all liquid? Not good. So hopefully that doesn't happen here. I say that and I'm like, eh. Oh, and the other thing you want to do too, because there's water in the pie crust and everything, you do want to make sure that you poke it to let some of that out, otherwise it can puff up. What's going on? You're laughing over there.
Rocky became more interested in the camera
in the
than
camera.
the bone.
I'm surprised he didn't check it out before. I'm surprised he sat there that long. You know what? There's 3 pies here, which is perfect because there are 3 of us that are going to be eating. So Joyce is like this over here. She got the last bit of that gooey butter cake we made with Kelsey over there. And I told her it was addictive. And Kelsey would agree. See if that goes slightly better than what I just did there. Look at you transitioning from one thing to another. You are just so good. I could not do this without Robbie. What I think is funny though is that when we started this, I was just like, we just gotta go. I can't overthink it because I'm an overthinker, and then I will think of all of the reasons not to do something. So we just went, and I think with that we had the phone as a camera and a laptop, which Robbie was like, it's an Apple, I don't know what I'm doing here. And that was it, right? One light, That's how we started. And now look at us. Now Robbie's got put a big monitor in front of me so I can see what I'm doing and see what you guys are talking about. So I could make a fourth for you, but it would not make it to Seattle. Is it any cooler in Seattle, Kelsey, or is it still as hot there? You don't think you had audio in that other scene? You mean when Robbie switched over cameras?
It should have, but I'll check.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know. We'll double check. We're still trying to learn some of this
Let's
stuff.
say it with it this way for now.
Okay. My pie crust is a little thicker than I would like. Because, you know, when I'm by myself, I can just do things over. I don't like it. But when you're live, you can't do that. You just have to go with it. And so, like I said, I make mistakes so you don't have to. My mom usually made crumble tops on the pie, so we're going to see how I do with this. But Nikki told me I had to do a lattice pie. So we will give that a try. Do I need to move this a little more here? No, it's fine.
You're fine.
Okay. I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty good here. So we're gonna go pull this up, go over, under. What are you doing here?
It seemed like you wanted to say hi.
Oh, it took too long for me to say hi to him?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, he just wanted to say hi. Okay. So thank Exo Stadia. That is can you just turn the buzzer off? And then you can turn the well, no, we need to leave the oven on. But that's just the ribs. So if you're doing ribs in the oven, don't keep them in there too long. You want them in there at a lower temperature for about 2 to 3 hours. But if you keep them in there longer than that, they'll actually be really delicious, but they will not hold, like the ribs won't hold together for you to put them on the grill. They'll fall off of the, bone. So that's why I had that buzzer on, because I had it on for the 2-hour mark, so they don't stay in there. You know what else I need? I need the top oven on at 400 for these pies, which are looking pretty cute, honestly.
They sure are.
For somebody who only kind of knows what they're doing. You will put that? Yeah, that can get moved. Ah, the dogs. We have sound effects. Did you know that? Do you like our sound effects? They're pretty expensive sound effects.
Yes, they are.
They cost me a lot of money. And let's see here. My strips keep falling apart. But I don't care, because it's going to be delicious. See? We give you all the sound effects you ever would want.
And then some.
And then some. If you're ever here, you get to have them in the middle of the night sometimes. Because we don't skimp. I know I ask this every time, but if you're new here, do you have a favorite kind of pie? Or are you like, I don't really like pie? because this really is my favorite. So hopefully it'll taste as good as it kind of looks. They're not perfect, but I think they're still kind of cute. All right, so I'm gonna wait until the oven hits 400 and stick those in the oven. And here's a tip. When you are making fruit pies, put a baking sheet or something underneath them so you don't end up with the fruit stuff, because inevitably it will come out the sides and go down the bottom. So into the bottom of your oven, and then it'll smell like, you know, it's burning. So I always put, well, I say always. I try to remember to always do it, but I forget sometimes. And I always remember when I smell it burning in the oven, or it gets really smoky. All right. Woo! One thing down. Going into the oven. Now we're gonna start building our ice cream, because that'll have to go in the ice cream maker for a while. So let me clean this up a little bit. Stick that over there. I hate to waste good pie crust, but there. Okay, are you gonna clean the floor for me? Because that would be awesome. Okay, peach pie is nice. Peach pie is really good. I love that. That would also be good with this cardamom ice cream. Okay, cardamom ice cream. This is new for me, so I'm gonna have to pull the recipe to take a look at it. And we are gonna start by putting some cream and heating it up on the stove. I think this should be big enough. And so cardamom. I saw a couple of you were like, cardamom is awesome. I love cardamom. If you've never used it, you should go smell it. It has kind of a citrusy flavor to it. So if you're trying to make something and you want kind of that citrusy smell or flavor to it, but you don't want like lemon or lime or orange, this is a really great thing to put into your food to give you kind of that acidic flavor that you want it. Oh yeah, cinnamon and sugar on the extra pie crust and baked it. It's a good idea. Are you saying that's what you want, Joyce? She won't say it, but she'll chat it. But that's okay. I like that she's participating in chat. Let's give her, you know, she thought she was bothering me when I first started. She's like, well, I don't want to bother her. And I'm like, that's the fun. That is the fun. Hey, you know what? Let's see. No, we can use this. And these 2 cups of half and half. But for a lot of things with the ice cream, obviously the more fat you put in it, the creamier it's going to be. But if you're trying to be a little healthier, you could use regular milk. I wouldn't use skim milk. It doesn't have enough fat in it to make an ice cream that I think is worth eating. We're going to take some cardamom pods. So this is just cardamom, like ground cardamom, right? And this is what a cardamom pod looks like, if you can see that. It's a little bit smaller than a pistachio, but it kind of looks like a pistachio. And they do come in different colors too. So I think I've got the green cardamom here. And let's see here, 8 whole ones. I need to crush them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the easiest way to crush things, get out a heavy knife and do that. And then you can see like the little bitty seeds. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
You want me to put it in this camera over here? You got that one? Okay, you can see the little seeds when you crush them that are inside. This one didn't crush quite as much. There we go. All right, so we're gonna put all of these right in here as we heat this up. And then also a cinnamon bean. Cinnamon, vanilla bean. Words. Words. Let me wash this real quick. I'm washing dishes. How did that happen?
I don't know, but I like it.
And we are just going to split the cinnamon bean down the middle and stick that in there too. And then later we're going to scrape all the vanilla beans out of it. But right now we just want it to go in there and steep. So we're going to let this come up to not like a rolling boil, but we want to see some bubbles and stuff on the top. So we're kind of scalding the milk a little bit for that. Thank you, Exo Stadia. I'm glad you're still here. Rocky was asking what time it is in the UK where you are right now. That's what he was asking. I know it was a little loud and obnoxious, but oh boy. Okay. The other part, so this is a custard-based ice cream. We made just a milk-based one last time with the strawberry ice cream, but the first ice cream we made, which was just plain vanilla, we used a custard base. So we're going to be doing that again. So I need 4 egg yolks for that. I wish Kelsey could be here on the stream with me. She was a lot of fun to have here. So since I only need the yolks and I only have 4 eggs left, I'm going to make a big giant mess over here. And just get these 4 egg yolks in here. The trick is you need to temper the egg yolks with the warm liquid before you put the egg yolks on. Otherwise, you'll just end up with scrambled eggs in your ice cream. And I don't know about you, but scrambled eggs in my ice cream does not sound appealing at all. These are teeny tiny yolks. All right, I broke one of the yolks. Can you go get the other thing of eggs out of the fridge out there?
Yes.
So these must be medium eggs. So I'm probably gonna, I don't know, what size are these? Yeah. I usually use large or extra large when it comes to ice cream. Because I'm just seeing, this just says 4 egg yolks, so I guess they don't care. And this also has me doing some whipping cream by whipping it up first and then putting it in there. But I think I might just add it, because that's how I would usually do. So this particular, thank you, this particular ice cream also says you can add saffron to it, which I think is super interesting, but probably not going to do that. So wait a minute. I'm not doing well here separating eggs today. This is what happens when you try to do things too quickly. I'll put that there. And I'm going to make another dish for Robbie because he loves doing the dishes.
Oh, I thought you meant like food.
Oh, he thought I was going to make him more food. I don't know.
Wishful thinking.
That is not indeed what I meant. All right. Okay, if you missed it earlier, I had to eat some habanero. That was fun. That was fun. Let's see here. I love saffron. I do have saffron, but I really wanted this ice cream to be white. So, or at least closer to white, because red, white, and blue. So we're gonna skip the saffron for today, but I'll probably do it some other time. Alright, so now I need to put the sugar in here, and I'm gonna use the right one, Robbie.
I just used what was put out for me, Chad.
Oh no, I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm saying I did. I did something.
It's all good. And
It's all
the
me.
mistake was caught before things were made.
Yeah, that would have been bad. I don't think I've ever done that, like, used a completely wrong ingredient in something.
It's probably the habanero that threw you off.
So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of beat the sugar and the eggs together until they get really thick, which they already are. So we got that going for us. Can you see that? My monitor's a little delayed, so I'm trying to see. So it's gotten a little bit paler, and that's what we're kind of looking for here. You can also see my milk is starting to scald. It's got that little bit of skin on it, so I'm actually going to turn it off and let it sit there for a little bit so that all those cardamom flavors and vanilla flavors can steep into the milk and get us a really nice milk flavor. And now I'm going to take my whipping cream. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit. And I probably should have waited on that. But again, I make these mistakes so you don't have to. So if it works out well, you can go, oh, I can't do it the way Dana did. Or that didn't work for Dana. I'm going to do it differently. Because most of the time, unless I'm making something that my mom made or it was a standard in my household, most of the time I'm making it for the first time in front of you guys. So that's always fun. That is fun. So it's not, is it called the stigma? Is that the little thing that sticks up from the flower? Stamen. I think it's called the stamen, right? So I think it's the stamen of the poppy flower is what saffron is, I believe.
That's why it's so expensive.
That's why, because you got to take the flower and you got to pull out all the little stamens in them. So while that stuff is going, we're going to get our poblanos ready, and so we need to get those into the oven. So the first thing we're going to do, pies are still waiting to get into the oven because it's still not at 400 degrees yet. So they're still sitting on the counter, but what we are going to do, or what Robbie's going to do, is take these ribs out of the oven. And we'll just let them sit until we're ready for them. Let me get you to put them on. And let's put them over here. Because we'll be making ice cream over there, and I don't want a hot pot near the ice cream. What I do want, oh yay, it's ready for pies. There's some smoke in my oven. You guys can't see me. I'm way over here out of camera, but I'm doing stuff at the oven. So Robbie now has another camera. So here we go. Here are our pies. Baking sheet below it. I'm going to stick those. here. One more. Try not to burn my hands because I'm not so tall. Okay. Bye, pies. We'll see you later. I'm going to take a look, see how long I probably should keep that in there. Probably about 30 minutes. Why do I do that every time?
Fourth tries the charm.
I know. I'm not on camera anywhere, no.
No? Would you
Okay.
like to be?
I mean, you know, they can look at the empty stuff on there. I don't know how interesting that is. Or they can look at Rocky sleeping on the floor. Alright. And then we'll rub it. Okay. Sometimes I get a little, sometimes I get a little in my own head when I'm cooking. So if you chat, remind me that you're, you know, I need to talk to you guys too. So the custard ice cream so you know what, I've always done it, but I haven't made ice cream a ton. My recipes have always called for the sugar to go into the eggs, and I don't know if that's normal. Do you remember when you used to make ice cream, did you put it in the eggs, or did you throw it in with the milk? Or did you not make custard base?
We didn't do it on the stove.
So you didn't do custard base, you just did a milk-based one? Okay. I don't know if there's a benefit to that or not. It's just the way the recipes have been that I've used. So it's a really good question. If anybody knows the answer or has an idea, let us know on that. Poblano peppers. I actually grow these in my garden, and I decided since this is kind of an appetizer that I got some baby poblano peppers. So this is to have these, and I'm using more because the recipe only calls for 4, but this is much smaller than a regular poblano. And we're going to stuff them with some rice and cheese and meat,
Yummy.
corn, black beans,
Ice cream.
no ice cream in them. But you know what? You know, if somebody would sub, Robbie would eat one of these right now for you. He's,
What is happening?
I don't know. You were like rooting for habanero.
I was just rooting against the dancing.
You're rooting.
And so if that's, in a way, rooting for the habanero, I suppose you could say that's true.
Yeah. We have a wheel of pain, and there is dancing on there is one of the things, and Robbie has to do a salsa dance with me in the kitchen.
On camera.
On camera. He cannot scooch out of camera to do that. He actually dances fine if you can put it into spreadsheet terms. So with the salsa, I was like, one foot always has to stay in this cell, but you can go up a row, you can go down a row, you can go to the
Over
column on
a
the
column.
left, or you can go to the column on the right, but one foot always stays in the cell. And then he was like, oh, well that makes sense.
I
So-
wish she was just making that up, guys. That's a real story.
That's a real story. Not making it up. The kitchen is for dancing, Kelsey. I know. We didn't do enough dancing while you were here. Do you remember, Kelsey, when we were in a recital together and we had to do tour jetés together? Because we did. We kind of had similar looking outfits. And nowadays you'd probably be like, I'm not dancing with my mom. But back then you were like, Mom, please. It was fun. The spreadsheet king of Excel dance. Yes. Can Kelsey dance? Kelsey, can you dance? I just messed that one up. You should eat that one. I messed it up. So we're taking out the seeds. Poblanos are not typically super spicy. There can be a little spicy. You can get one that's really spicy sometimes. I have no idea if the one that we've got for the Wheel of Pain over there is spicy or not, but it came out of my garden. They smell pretty spicy out of the garden. So you'll dance. You can't. Yes, you can. You can dance. What was great about Kelsey though, when she was little, these are a little spicy.
Well, that's not reassuring.
Is that she always, at the look of her of a prima ballerina when she would dance, she'd always have the, as she was dancing. Keep in mind, she was like 4 and 5 years old. So even if she couldn't dance, but she could, people believed she could dance because she had the look. You know, sometimes you just gotta fake it. And people will believe you. So, yeah, next time, Kelsey, maybe we'll have a Wheel of Pain. And one of the things can be, you and I can attempt to do a tour jeté as we did way back when you were 4 or 5 years old. I still have, I think, most of your recital costumes. I don't know why. Why do we hold on to that stuff? Like, you can't fit into it anymore.
I don't know.
Is it because we spend so much darn money on them?
It's probably part of it.
Alright, so I have ribbed and mostly de-seeded these. They're going to go into the 350 oven for how long? 10 to 15 minutes. And we're going to work on the filling while these are in there cooking. Whoops.
Camera down.
There's a camera over here. Here we go. Perfect timing. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes, starting now.
Of course it's not at the bottom. Here we go. That's what I said. I was trying to get the one that's easier to clean, but okay. So the first thing that goes into these is some sort of meat. I am using a lean ground beef. You can use chorizo, you could use spicy Italian, you could use whatever you want. If you're trying to be healthier, you could use turkey or ground chicken, but just some sort of ground meat that isn't super fatty. Like, you don't want anything too fatty because they're going to be stuffed in this. But I'm a believer it needs to have a little fat in it. Otherwise, what's the point? When you see me looking over here, I'm looking at Joyce. I'm hoping she'll agree with me because she has to eat this food later.
She has to.
She has to.
Yes, for you.
For you. So we're gonna get this going. And I already, before you guys got here, I made some rice because I was afraid if I was trying to do rice while doing other things, I would somehow mess that up. Like trying to get ground beef out of this because I didn't open it far enough. There we go. That over there. And now we wash the hands. I'm not even on the camera.
But you know that now. Now you are.
I know. Now I'm like wondering, did you have me off the camera all the time?
Maybe.
Maybe. So we're going to put this ground beef in here and let's see what else does it want me to have, and rice. And how much rice does it want? 1 cup of cooked rice. Which seems weird to put that in there while you're browning the beef, but first time I've made this, so I'm just gonna listen to the instructions. Do you guys find stuff like on the that's how you get through life, fake it till you make it. Okay. What sounds like a Pokemon? Did I miss something? What sounded like a Pokemon, Kelsey? Cardamom?
Maybe.
Fake it till you make it, yep. Do you guys find that like when you find recipes on the internet, that a lot of times when you cook them, they just don't come out the way they say they're gonna come out, and they don't tell you things that are really important for you to know? Because I find that all the time. Like they somehow expect you to know what they're thinking in their head. I mean, I expect Robbie to know what I'm thinking, but that's different.
That one recipe that talked about preheating the grill and then marinating something for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Listed in that order.
In that order. There was one, actually we're gonna make that on Thursday. But I have changed the order of things. It said heat grill to whatever temperature, and then it says now put the marinade together, put the meat in the marinade and marinate for 24 hours. I'm like, is the grill supposed to be on for 24 hours?
That's very important.
Did your grill take that long to heat up? Because I think I'll do that after I marinate the meat. So, yeah, no troubleshooting advice. I read the comments because a lot of times people will be really good in the comments. I was reading like this one like, tomato zucchini recipe that sounded really good, but as you got into the comments, you know, they had used cherry tomatoes rather than something like Roma that aren't as juicy usually. And so it was really watery for most people who were making it. But then there was somebody in there who said, I substituted this and it turned out fine. And then it's like, okay. So I think it's, read the comments because sometimes people are very helpful in the comments. I need a cup of rice. This just had the sugar in it that I threw into the flour container. It's supposed to go in here. Yes, recipes are one of the few places on the internet where the comments can be very useful. I agree. So when I post recipes, the things that I'm making, I do try, I will link back to recipes if I'm using somebody else's recipe. If I've modified it a lot, I usually just post the recipe itself. And I do try to tell you what I'm using, but substitutes that you can use for things as well. Like my preferred thing. Okay, that's all together now. So while that's sitting there, let's get the other stuff that I need. And rice, and I need cumin chili powder and garlic powder. My favorites. There's my cumin, there's my chili powder, there's my chili powder, and garlic powder. So some garlic powder. This is my fancy measuring. Cumin, one of my favorite spices. And some chili powder. And now that's starting to smell really good. I love the smell of cumin when it's cooking. It smells so good.
Activate the smell-o-vision.
Oh, so Arkwin, well, see, Arkwin, I'm going to tell you about my mom. My mom writes notes, had tons of notes on hers. She got frustrated with me because I would do things differently and not tell her that I did things differently when she would get my recipes. So I was probably the culprit there. Meat is almost cooked through here. This recipe is going to call for some salsa and some green chilies and some black beans. And this is one of those with not a lot of fresh ingredients. I'm going to add some fresh corn in there. Aha. I'm going to make a mess.
Would you like a cutting board?
No, I want to make a mess.
Okay.
But thank you. Sometimes it's good to make a mess. I know where the cutting boards are. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I'm going to add all the rest of this stuff that I need. So some corn. That's about half a cup-ish of corn. If you're one of those that likes to measure stuff. When it comes to savory things, most of the time I'm kind of a take your best guess. I need a whole can of these fire roasted diced tomatoes. Although this looks like I'm just gonna have to dump that in. I need some. Here's the only time you'll hear me complain about my kitchen being too big is that I can't catch everything on the camera. Like people who are in the smaller kitchens, like no matter where they go, everybody can see them in their kitchen. And I have a cameraman, but he's not always paying attention. He's rolling his eyes at me. I probably deserve that.
It's been 10 minutes.
All right, stop. That was the ice cream timer, right?
I thought that was for pies.
No, the pies one is on that one. Oh no, that was the poblanos. All right, I need about
Yes.
half of this can of black beans in here. Can you get those out and just stick those on top of that for now? And then we need a 4-ounce can of chopped chilies. This is a 7-ounce can, so it's about half of this. You could actually have this as a meal. Like I said, I'm using smaller poblanos because we're going to use it as an appetizer instead.
Should I leave both ovens on? The lower one for the peppers to do the stuffing or no?
Yeah, because I'll put the mac and cheese in there when
Okay.
it's time. All right, that's going to be the filling for those. And then we're going to top it off with some nice cheese as well. I'm going to set that aside for the moment. And Robbie in a second is going to say, Dana, did you want that burner on? And I'm going to say, no, I did not. Let's turn that off. What I'd like to do next is get the ice cream started in the ice cream maker. Okay, so we've got our eggs, which look pretty good over here. We've got this. We're going to need to heat this back up after I get the vanilla bean out of here somehow. I'll just stick my finger in there and get the scalded milk skin out of there. But wait, don't throw that bean away. Scrape all of those nice beans that are inside that vanilla bean out into your ice cream and get yourself some awesome vanilla flavor. And we are going to strain out the other stuff before we start churning it. See, I keep coming over here even though I have a thing over here to put that stuff in. I'm also going to add this whipping cream in here to heat back up. And what we're going to do is temper the egg yolk. So those of you who make custard-based ice cream or hollandaise sauce or anything with warm eggs in it that's not scrambled will know what that means. If you do not, this is a way of cooking the eggs without scrambling them. So you get nice custards or nice sauces. You're always going to want to warm up everything else except for the eggs, and then gradually add them into the eggs until the eggs have warmed up enough to pour it the other direction. So Exostadia has asked me, what's my favorite dish for a main meal? You mean like what's the main dish? I mean, I love a good steak, but I also love Mexican food. When Robbie and I first started dating, we probably ate Mexican food 5 or 6 nights a week. Not joking. We love Mexican food. But steak, and I also love my German heritage food. I love rouladens and sauerbraten and things like that I grew up with. So it's hard to say exactly what my favorite dish is, because it kind of depends on the genre that we're talking about. You know, but it's a good, German food is great. I love it. It can get a little heavy sometimes. I love a good bratwurst. You can find somebody who makes a really good bratwurst. My grandfather was from Dusseldorf, so we ate it all the time. And what's funny is he had this super thick German accent, but I never really thought of him as having an accent. Apparently I have an accent, which results in me saying the wrong word all the time.
Rolf.
Huh?
Rolf.
Rolf. Oh yeah. So the funny thing is my grandfather's name was Rolf. And my grandmother, my Meemaw, she grew up in the country in Missouri, and she would always call him Ralph. She never called him Rolf, always Ralph. And then when I pointed that out to her, she would just be funny with me, and if I was around, she'd go, "Hey, Rolf." My grandmother was hysterical. But it's funny, if you go back through the records from the census, all the way back from when they were married, you know when my grandmother answered the questions versus my grandfather, because in about half of the census it says Ralph, and the other half it says Rolf. So, my grandmother also used to say, "Your hairs are so pretty." She did. She did. Exo Stadium, you've never had Mexican food? What? I guess it's not big in the UK. I mean, I'm in Texas, so you can't swing a dead cat around here without hitting some Mexican food. So
There's a lot of it.
yeah, I grade my, if you love Mexican food, how do you grade a good Mexican restaurant? Because I grade it on A, they have to have good chips, good salsa, good margaritas. The rest of the food, if you got those 3 things, I'm probably still coming back. But if you don't have a good margarita, good chips, good salsa, I love that so many of them now like fire roast their vegetables. The dog wrangler is currently working, so yeah, don't have bad Mexican food. Some Mexican food is so bland. We went to a place and had some Mexican food that was kind of bland on our way back from our last trip.
Oh, yeah.
They were super friendly.
They were very nice.
They were awesome. They were really friendly. but the food was,
It was a town of like 500 or something.
I know, a town of 500. And he's like, hey, I'm out of meat. Hey, I'm out of that kind of cheese. So,
So one of us ordered the last of it, right, for the next customer?
yeah. I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have had that taco because now he can't have one. So now we're going to start tempering. Put some of this liquid in here and incorporate it into the egg mixture. I don't know if you can see this. I don't think Robbie's got that camera on. And if he did, I'm not sure it's in the right
There.
place. I'm gonna fix where it is. See, it's nice to have a tech guy who's fixing all this stuff. That used to be me back in the day, moving cameras, moving lights. So all we're doing here is we're gently warming the eggs up so they don't scramble when we put them on the stove to cook. And what's cool is you can see all of those vanilla beans in there. Doesn't that look awesome? Look at all those vanilla beans. If you're here in the States, one of the best places to get vanilla beans where you don't pay an arm and a leg for them is Costco or Sam's when they have them. Pick them up. Because when I was at the grocery store, one vanilla bean, $9. Crazy. Your sister went to Mexico, loved it. I haven't been to Mexico in a while, and I love Mexico. I love the beaches, and of course, food. Music is awesome. People are generally really friendly. Okay, so I think that's probably warm enough. I can feel it on the bottom of the bowl, and see how nice and liquidy that is in there now. All right, so we're gonna pour that in here. That's a little hotter than I want it to be. And we're going to stir that in. And I'm going to hopefully bring this to the right place. There we go. Now I'm just going to wait for this to get really thick and creamy. And then we're going to do this again for macaroni and cheese. No eggs in it though. No, there's no eggs.
No, there's not. You are?
So we want this to get thick. And then we're going to strain it through. And Robbie is, actually I'm going to let it cool a little bit before we put it into the ice cream maker. Once it thickens up a little bit. So while that is working over here, are you wrangling dogs again over there?
Maybe.
So was that you that wanted Dr. Pepper ice cream, Joyce? No, somebody wanted Dr. Pepper ice cream. We haven't done that yet. I would guess you have to make the Dr. Pepper into a real syrupy thing for flavoring. You know, cook it down a little bit. So while we're waiting for this to thicken up, and it's starting to thicken up a little bit here, I would like to get you guys talking a little bit. I have in a bag over here, I did this a couple of broadcasts ago, streams ago. So I got this bag, and hey, thank you, Random Fish Egg. That's a great name. It's better than Robbie's, which is Drink More Arsenic, which is not good for a cooking show in my opinion. Other people may disagree. Maybe you like a little arsenic in your food. But I have this, and what we're gonna do is whoever guesses what's in this bag first, and it is an ingredient that I cook with. It is not one that I'm cooking with today. That's the first hint. But something that I cook with, and it's in a bottle, so that's your second clue. And whoever guesses it first gets a subscription gifted to them from either me or Robbie. If Robbie can make it work for mine, it'll be for me. If not, he has failed and he has to pay for it. So, all right. So you guys, you can spam it to figure out what's in here. Some people think it's good for your allergies. So, turmeric, not turmeric, but I love cooking with that. Anybody else want to take a guess? You can keep guessing. Exos Data, you can guess many times. Everybody can guess. No?
You can guess as well.
Sorry.
You can guess as well.
Ginger, you know, ginger was the thing last time. So that's a good guess, but you're about a week late on your guess. It's in a bottle.
I buy
Good.
bottled ginger all the time.
Hot sauce?
It is not hot sauce. All right, I'm gonna take this off the heat. You can see it's kind of thickened up here nicely. I got buzzers going. I'm gonna turn that off. Anybody else? Nobody's gonna guess?
How they looking?
Wait just a few more minutes. I'm gonna put about 3 more minutes on the timer for that. But it's looking pretty good. Okay. Citrus peels, mandarin or tamarind peels. Nope. Good guess, not it. It is not a fruit. Something in a bottle. Mint. Not mint. Not mint. Something. Do we need more guess? Do we need more hints?
In a bottle,
In a bottle.
not a fruit.
Not a fruit. Something that is.
Some say good for your
it's good for your
allergies.
allergies if you get it locally.
Honey.
Honey. I got a guess over here. Bell peppers. That was a good one too. But nope. Honey is it. Look. You get a Joyce gets a subscription now. Yay. No, it's a good thing. So here we go. I've got my, where am I looking here? Texas honey. So, hi Jamsters. Thanks for following. Thanks for the follow. You know what? I'm gonna get these poblanos going, and then I think we're gonna make some. I'll have you make some sangria while I'm making mac and cheese.
Okay.
You seem confused by this.
Huh? Don't mind me.
Robbie's scrolling through the, he can't see the chat over there anymore because now I see it over here. Okay, next, put those away. Let's stuff these peppers. So they've been partially, I'm letting the stuff for the ice cream cool. We'll get that into the thing to start churning here pretty soon. I want to cool off a little bit. So I got these little bitty poblano peppers. Don't worry, they're not jalapenos. They're just baby poblanos, and we're gonna spoon our mixture that we were working on in there. And then I'm gonna put some cheese, and I'm gonna have way more mix, but that's okay. Robbie and I'll have some stuffed peppers later in the week. If poblanos are too spicy for you, green bell peppers or red bell peppers, those would all be good choices. Any kind of bell pepper to put this in there, but I really like poblano peppers. They're really good. If you guys are writing anything, I can't see because Robbie has messed up my thing. So welcome Jamsters. If you're wondering what we're doing today, we are making Chipotle ribs. We are making strawberry rhubarb pie that is currently in the oven. and probably needs to come out. And right now I'm working on some stuffed poblanos. And then I'm gonna work on some cardamom ice cream, mac and cheese, and sangria. We're gonna be full, because I always cook too much. There's only 3 of us here to eat all of this tonight.
Where would you like pies?
Someplace safe.
Wherever. Gotcha.
How about maybe behind the sink?
Since they're hot, I was gonna put it on this.
Okay. It's always a challenge because I make so much food we don't know where to put it, because I have a lot of counter space. Okay, so you guys can see what I'm doing there. I'm going to add some cheese. And I'm going to use, this is from St. Louis, this cheese. I have a little bit of it left over. It's called Provel. If you ever get a St. Louis style pizza, this is the kind of cheese they are going to put on your pizza. And because you can really only find it in Missouri, although somebody said they found it in Oklahoma. But it's not widely available. I cannot find it here in Texas. My lovely daughter actually sent it to me along with the pizza crust and sauce for Emo's Pizza, which is awesome. If you go to St. Louis with my brother, you will have to have Emo's Pizza every single day that you are there. So there we go. There's that. Okay, I keep having to see, I'm seeing myself delayed by about 15 seconds, so I get to see my backside. It reminds you of a retro cooking show. Is that good?
I think that's good.
I'm gonna go with good.
I'm saying it's good.
Yeah. To cool slightly before serving. All right, so I'm gonna put these in the oven for about another 10 minutes. Okay, Google, set alarm for 10 minutes. And now I've got lots of extra goodie stuff
4:52 p.m.
for later meals this week. Because I love to cook, but sometimes need a rest. All right, this is cooled off enough. Did we bring in the ice cream maker yet?
Nope. And what else?
Nope.
I was supposed to be doing like 3 other things, I think, too. But that's okay.
How are you not keeping up with me?
Help, chat. Send help.
He needs help. Can anybody send help over here? I'll feed you too. So,
So you would
well,
like
thank
the,
you, Jamsters.
you would like the ice cream bowl?
Yeah, so we have the ice cream bowl is in the other freezer. It's honestly just crazy stupid that it's me and Robbie and 2 dogs, and I have 2 refrigerators and 2 freezers, and it's sometimes not enough. So we're gonna do that. Let me get this ready. Whoop. I think this is supposed to be me.
Would you like the camera over here?
Yeah, you can bring it. Whoops. I'm not doing well. I have vanilla all over my hands and towel. There we go. Let me rinse this out real quick. It should be okay. All right, here, I'm gonna pour this through the sieve because we have those cardamom beans in there that we don't really want those crunchy things in our ice cream.
Cool.
So we got those. And now we'll put that on there. gluten-free, right?
I don't know. Yay, ice cream.
So there we go. Ice cream's going, which is excellent. So now Robbie's gonna go back out to the other fridge
What?
and get some Tempranillo wine. It's Becker Tempranillo. And we're gonna make some, and he's gonna make some sangria while I start boiling some water for pasta so we can make our mac and cheese. And I have used like almost all my pots and pans, so. I'm just wandering around looking for a pot or a pan to use. Because I should. No time.
You come to pick this up.
And yes, you're making the. I'm going to help you make the sangria. See now, Joyce thinks I go to too much trouble when I cook, but she's never watched like basically we're making everything in real time. But when I entertain, I do a lot of this stuff ahead of time, so that I'm doing minimal when people are at my house. So I don't usually entertain this way by cooking everything like this. Like for instance, like this rice could be done the day before. The mixture that goes inside the poblanos can be done the day before. Ice cream can be made the day before. Pies can be done in the morning before you eat. And then all I would be doing is really throwing ribs on the grill and putting a salad together. Even the mac and cheese can be done ahead. So she's kind of seeing everything condensed here, so it's okay. I am crazy. I own it. Oh my
dear.
goodness.
Oh dear.
And now I'm stepping on blueberries. Well, guess what we're not having? Blueberry compote. There will be no blueberry compote because I just spilled all of the blueberries everywhere. Would you like this instead of trying to pick them up with your hands?
I'm gonna get it. I'll get it. You can be fine.
Okay, I'm going to talk. 'Cause one of those days, now even the refrigerator is screaming at me. It's good. It's all good. Thank you. I like my kitchen a lot. I like all of the space in it. And yeah. That was on purpose. I purposely spilled all the blueberries so I don't have to make the blueberry compote. Maybe.
But you'll never tell.
I'll never tell because Robbie keeps track of my mistakes. But he's having to clean up after this one. So I get that. I know this is so exciting as I fill this up with water. It would be nice to have like, just a sous chef sitting in the background doing a lot of this. Macaroni and cheese. So we're going to boil this water over here. Lots of salt. If I can find my salt. anybody see my salt?
It's right there.
Oh, there it is.
So yes,
Robbie saves the day in many ways. In many, many, many ways. I promise I'm not always like this. Just most of the time.
I'm putting it on the counter though, 'cause
What are you putting on the counter? Oh, oh. See, I told you, look, he's counting how many times I make a mistake.
it's for fun.
I'm gonna think something that he does and count that.
So I have the wine open
Excellent.
as I quickly change the subject.
We need ice in there. And let me chop up some things for you real quick.
So I think like half full? Half full of ice?
I just put a little bit because the first thing we're gonna do is muddle the juices. Or
So I don't
muddle
need to take
the,
out the whole thing.
no. So this sangria, I'm using Tempranillo, and if you're not familiar with Tempranillo, because I know a lot of people aren't, it grows really well here in Texas, and I'm using a Texas wine from Becker Vineyards. Robbie and I actually really like Becker Vineyards. It's in a little bitty town next to just a couple blocks down from the railroad tracks. Remember that one?
Yeah, we got to wait for about 20 minutes one time.
And lovely people there, and it's a cute little place that they have for their tasting room, and you can also taste the stuff in Fredericksburg. So if you're ever in Texas and you want to drink and try some Texas wines, there are a bunch of vineyards in Texas that actually make wine really well. Our climate is a lot like Spain and Italy, so it does really well with the varietals that are from those two areas of the world. Stop. That was for the peppers in there. Anyway.
Oh, they're back in there, gotcha.
Yes. So anyway, so Tempranillo has more of kind of a taste that maybe is along the lines of like a cab. Yeah, look at that. Doesn't that look good? You may put those on a plate to eat them if you would like, if you're hungry. Anyway, so I'm using that to make the sangria, is using a Tempranillo from Becker, and it's their 2009 one. Before we put the wine and we're doing orange juice and brandy in there, I'm going to muddle the apples and the oranges. Those are the two things I'm going to put in this, so that the juices of the fruit start to come out. Oh, you put a lot of ice in there. That's really hard to muddle. But I'm not complaining. I appreciate you. And obviously you don't want to just slice apples or oranges because they're going to fall into the drinks. So you want them small enough that they start to get some of that nice alcohol in there. Oh, that was not a mistake. Don't tell him, he'll count it.
Luckily, you have me very busy over here.
Yeah, it is single digits right now for my mistakes, but keep in mind I've only been on since May, and he only started counting about 4 streams ago. And there were some he didn't see, so he's not allowed to review the tape.
If I miss it, I miss it.
He'll go back. Is that your rule? If you miss it?
If I miss it, I miss it.
So if I just go, hey, look over there.
Well,
No, that doesn't work. So apples, and then oranges. Oops, we don't want paper. We don't need that. I'm just saying, when I go and slice my small slices. I hope my oranges don't have seeds, or a lot of them. Oh, I could make a blueberry compote out of 3 blueberries that didn't fall on the floor. We're also going to keep the rind on with the orange. If you're doing a drink or something and you're not having to eat it, the rind of the citrus, whether it's orange, lemon, grapefruit, lime, all has such good flavors in the oils that are in the rind. So we're just going to do it this way.
Boy, who put all that ice in there?
Somebody. Who was it? Oh, there's an apple. Can you guys hear me over the ice cream maker? Because it's pretty loud for me. We're working on getting a lav mic. We just haven't found one that we like. It's not a bazillion dollars. Is that an exaggeration?
Not by a lot. Just find one that's half a bazillion.
Okay, they're saying they can hear us fine. Hi, Prospects Prexy. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. So I'm going to actually take some brown sugar to muddle this. So, hi, Woody Winston. Thank you for following. The top oven can get turned off. So I don't want to put a ton of sugar in this, but I do want to put a little bit in here so we can muddle the fruits a little bit, but it's going to be really hard because there's a lot of ice in here. I'll just have to teach Robbie about that somewhere down the line. But yeah, so Tempranillo is a good wine to use, but if you don't have that or are afraid to try it because it's something new, you can always use a Cab. Or really good juicy Zinfandel can be really good in this. So we're making a red wine sangria because that's Robbie's favorite.
Are these ready to eat?
They are ready to eat. You're going to eat it on camera so people can watch you eat it. Don't you want to see him eat a poblano? Stuffed poblano? Hmm? Oh, you want me to eat it? I thought you were eating it. I'm busy. I need to put this in the water.
I forgot I moved the cameras.
Well, it looks like my dogs like dry pasta.
They do?
He's eating it.
Well, he's going to take care of it for me.
So we're going to see if we can fit all of this in here. I'm going to pour, this calls for an entire bottle of this. About 3/4 of a cup of orange juice. This is what I have left, so that's what we're going to use. Thank you, Nanatera, for following. Thanks for being here. If you just got here, we're making Chipotle ribs. They're out of the oven. Robbie soon is going to have to go fire up the grill. And Robbie is lurking here in the background. Let me give you the rest of what we're doing. Strawberry rhubarb pie, cardamom ice cream, that's the noise you're hearing. We did stuffed poblano peppers. I'm making some sangria. And I'm about to make some mac and cheese. Robbie was lurking with our wheel of pain,
Or
which
the wheel
is
of death.
he likes to call it the wheel of
Okay,
death.
wheel of pain.
So I'm not sure what that says about how he feels about me. It is for anybody who subscribes today. I will spin the wheel. I've already had to eat some habanero today. It's got some other peppers on there, horseradish. Robbie dancing in the kitchen with me. Brandy! We need about a half a cup of brandy. So put about half a cup in there. This is the sangria. We're using Tempranillo. But I have a pitcher that is not big enough. So Robbie's going to get me a bigger pitcher, and then he will have 2 pitchers to clean because he likes to do the dishes. Nope. Nope. That one right there.
This one?
The big plastic one. So we're just going to pour it all in here, and that has the bonus of stirring everything as we go.
Ta-da!
That looks good. That can probably just go straight into the dishwasher. Now we're going to let that sit, because if there's one thing about sangria is the longer it sits, the better it gets. So we'll just put that right in front of you. Put that into recycling. And poor Robbie is being bossed around today because I don't have my daughter here as my sous chef. So Robbie's having to
Kelsey,
take
come
over.
back!
Robbie's like, that was so much easier when you were here doing all of this stuff for her. So, in Italy,
and
it's
a lot of
almost
fun.
midnight in Italy. Are you in Italy, Prospects Prexy? Hi, Worsk, how are you? Good to see you back. All right. Wow, well, thanks for being here, Prospects. Staying up so late from Italy. International crowd. We have somebody from England. We have, or at least the UK. I don't know if you're actually in England or not. So I'll try to be say that properly,
And not just assume.
and not like most Americans who think they're the same thing. Okay. Macaroni and cheese. Macaroni is cooking. I'm going to start grating some cheese for it, because that's the best part. All you know is America. It's 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. You're going to go sleep, Prospects? I don't blame you. That's pretty late.
And on a Sunday, too.
What are all those noises?
Our in-studio guest telephone, I think.
Oh, okay. Robbie changes noises on things, and sometimes I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So this, by the way, before I start grading, this is our wheel of pain. So my dog Rocky doesn't like it very much. That's okay. They'll survive. So when I'm making this mac and cheese, so most of the time in the past, I've always made my mac and cheese with a roux, with flour in the bottom to help thicken it. But lately, I've been skipping the roux and making it with just a heavy cream instead. Because why make your mac and cheese or pretend like you're trying to make it healthy? It's kind of ridiculous. Once I get this started, then you might want to start the grill, well, when I start making the barbecue sauce, the Chipotle barbecue sauce. So we got the macaroni cooking, and I got a lot of cheese. Food processor is much easier to shred cheese if you've got this much to shred. I usually use a combination of Gruyere and cheddar and Parmesan. but I have so much Gouda left. I have one that's not even open, and we're going to use that. So, healthy is not always boring, but I find that people are more interested in the non-healthy food when you're cooking for them. So, that's about a cup. I don't get out my measuring cups when I'm doing mac and cheese very often. And this is a gigantic hunk of Gouda. And all I can tell you is somebody, which may be me, went to Costco.
Ah, Costco.
So I'm going to get about 2 cups of the Gouda. I actually really like Gouda cheese. So, hi Nicolax, is it Nicolax? Nicholas? Just spelled differently? I'm now missing my Italian viewer. It was nice to have a viewer from Italy.
It's pretty cool.
This has like 2 layers of stuff on it. I usually make Robbie do this, but I've been making him work hard. And I think there is a thing of heavy whipping cream like this out there.
So more half and half or heavy whipping?
I think it's heavy whipping cream, but whatever it is. Hi, Nicholas. Again, I mean, not hi, but thank you for subscribing. Following. Sorry, following. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I've been standing here for 2 hours. It feels like I've been grating cheese for 2 hours, but I haven't. So my brain's a little overwhelmed. We need more cheese. And Robbie's had to go out to the other refrigerator like 10 times already. What?
Big one, not the small one.
Yes. And this is done. Thank you. I need this.
Oh, we're getting started with the puns apparently.
Oh, are there puns? I love puns.
Viscount's getting us going on the pun train.
Oh yeah? My brain is a little shredded.
I love it.
I think it's funny. Any more good cheese puns? Hi, Viscount. I love the puns. I'm so sad we had our supermarket here. Central Market used to do their ads, used to always be puns. Are you really into food? You should be able to
Or
see
even just
Robbie's.
specifically, are you really into cheese?
Are you really into cheese? It might be grating to other people, it's true. But you know what? That's okay. We can still enjoy it. Hi, Aladdin's girl. Nice to see ya. So some of the new people who are here today, where are you guys from? Are you guys all from the States? Because I know that we've got had a couple of people, Exostadia's in the UK. Prospects Prexy was in Italy. I'm in Texas, which wants to be its own country sometimes.
You know, we had those 9 good years. 9 whole years of being our own country.
Oh, being your own country? Are you one of those, you want to be your own country over here?
It sounds like a lot of work.
It does sound like that. I'm tired of shredding, so I'm just gonna cut this up. You've been lurking while having Popeyes. Well, that's good.
Lurking is allowed.
Lurking is allowed, for sure. Oh no, that's probably enough cheese. So this recipe, like I said, it actually starts, rather than with a roux, like a lot of them, it starts with a quart of heavy cream. So don't count the calories.
I won't.
This is a no calorie counting place. How did you like the poblano poppers?
There, lots of flavor,
Yes.
a little bit of spice, but not too much. Very melty on the cheese. Good bite.
So it was good.
Yes.
Okay. You ever notice that when people maybe don't like something, they just tell you a lot of adjectives about it instead that are true? Ugh. Texas, there are some people in Texas who would like to be their own country. I am not one of them. I see how they handle their electric grid that's not connected to any in the United States. And we were out of power here for 24 hours. It was super cold, but I still consider myself lucky because we didn't lose water. However, if you have a fancy faucet, like I decided I was going to spend money on, you can't turn it on without electricity. Yay!
Whoops.
Whoops. Oops. Well, thank you, Viscount, for stopping by, and thank you for the puns. Heavy cream, garlic, and macaroni. Yeah, this has, this one has like Tabasco and mustard and Worcestershire sauce and stuff in it, so it's also very good. But I bet that is good with a lot of garlic. I love garlic. So if you don't, Robbie's looking in on the ice cream over there because he is an ice cream nut. And he doesn't care. He's like, sure, I'm a nut. It's
No,
all
I
good.
meant that I think it's still got some work to do.
Aladdin's girl, I do not have a generator. I live in the suburbs of Dallas-Fort Worth. I didn't think I needed a generator. I've never had the power go out when it's been that cold.
Yeah, that was new.
Heat, yes, occasionally they do rolling blackouts in the middle of the summer. But that further should tell us that maybe Texas doesn't do as good a job with their power grid.
We'll just put a big wind turbine in the backyard.
Ooh. Can we paint it a really obnoxious color?
Sure. Yes.
I don't have as many dishes for you as I think you should have.
That's okay. I don't think you're quite done.
I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna get some mustard out for this, for when we need to add that in, and Tabasco, and I've got panko. So I actually made this, I wanted to try this macaroni out. I love macaroni and cheese, and I can't usually eat a whole lot of it because of gluten issues with the inflammation, and I love gluten. So this is gluten-free, so I can have lots of mac and cheese. It's actually pretty good. You want to try it? Here. It tastes like macaroni. So this was a good, this is the store brand gluten-free line. And I also have, somewhere around here, aha, gluten-free breadcrumbs. So, I'm waiting for this to heat up, and then I'm gonna add the cheese and melt it in along with the mustard and the hot sauce, which is over there by the Wheel of Pain, or what were some of the other names we had for it? See, Lads Girl, we just don't get many blizzards down here. People think it's a blizzard, but I know. Joyce grew up in Nebraska, so she knows what.
We can go years without seeing
blizzards.
snow.
Yeah. But that one was just bad. I lived in, when I was up in Rochester in upstate New York, the first winter I was there, and they had a big ice storm, which they did okay on. They had to reestablish some power, and then there was a giant windstorm that took down all the temporary things they put up. So,
Oops.
that was not fun. Viscount, you're still lurking in here? I like the emote. That's awesome. Lurk. Lurkers are allowed. Marauders and trolls are not allowed. And we all need to thank Fallen Age for her excellent work and her quick work when they have shown up in here, to the point where Robbie hasn't even seen them before they've been taken down. She's done a really great job. And clearly I did not post that because I'm standing here straight. The screen.
What?
What is going on? Is the ice cream working? Alright, so I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons of mustard in here. Put in the kind of mustard that you like if you're doing it. I'm also going to put in a little Tabasco sauce. Well, it's not actually Tabasco because I don't have Tabasco. What I have is Louisiana hot sauce with some garlic. So we're going to put some of that in there. So I was talking about gluten-free because I was going to say my panko crumbs are even gluten-free.
Gluten-free as well, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
This is a little hot.
That was almost a big mess.
Let's get all of that good cheese in there. Get that all melted. I don't know. I think it might need more cheese. More cheese is never bad, right? That's always a good thing to put more cheese in.
I think so.
So let's do it. Let's put some more cheddar in there. Who likes cheese? What's your favorite cheese? Any cheese is your favorite. Let's see, I know your sister's favorite is probably cheddar.
Safe bet.
If you're still watching, Rachel, you're missing out on mac and cheese tonight with extra cheese.
We gotta vote for Swiss over here.
You what?
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese? So Venom Rex, hi, nice to see you. The wheel is for subscriptions. So if somebody subs or gifts a sub, I have to spin the wheel. And there's eat habanero, jalapeno, poblano, Tabasco sauce, horseradish sauce. One where Robbie has to do a salsa dance with me in the kitchen. There's drinking water because I need to hydrate. And then there's some like wearing
So there's
funny
a
hats.
Funny July 4th hat. And
Yeah.
some mini ears.
But it's half and half. Half between things that are nice to me and half that are not. And I've already had to eat a habanero, part of a habanero today.
And she loved it.
I so did. I loved it. It was awesome. I'm just melting the cheese for the mac and cheese. Let's see where it is. Nope. I have to eat the peppers, not Robbie.
The only bad thing I have to do is
Dance. He has to dance in the kitchen with me. So that's the only thing. But I have to do all the other things. Why? Do you think people would be more interested in seeing Robbie do
Do
the
more
bad
people
things?
want to hurt me? Is that the thing?
Because if that's the case, I can switch it very easily. I'm more than happy to do that.
She's more than willing to switch that for subs if that'll work.
So, yeah. I mean, if somebody requests that Robbie does it instead of me, I volunteer him.
Yeah, I won't refuse. If that's what somebody wants, we can do it that way. That's fine.
See, isn't he a great boyfriend to sacrifice like that? We're
I
thinking
tried.
of doing a pie in the face one, and he actually already volunteered to be the person for that. Not today,
Yeah, that's not
because
on the list for
we're not
today.
going to smash the strawberry rhubarb pie.
No.
They took too much time to make. 10,000 channel points. Robbie's been silence. That's got to be up to him. We agreed on the sub stuff. But you can use 800 channel points for Puppy Cam.
I think it's 1,000.
Oh, 1,000 channel points for Puppy Cam. You told me 800. How am I supposed to know?
I'm not good with numbers. What are you talking about?
Not good with numbers. Then it's good that you're not like an accountant or something.
Yeah, it says 1,000.
1,000. I am adding the macaroni to my cheese sauce.
Oh, we have Puppy Cam activated.
Puppy Cam!
Let's see if I can find a puppy.
Searching for a puppy. That means we lose the camera off the ice cream. That is okay. There's Puppy Cam. Thanks, Venom Rex. Maybe I didn't make enough pasta, but that's okay. That just means more cheese sauce, right? We're going to stick that in the oven. Oh, there's a little bit more pasta in here. Let's see if we can get that out. So gluten-free pasta, and I'm going to put some breadcrumbs on the top. That will also be gluten-free. Yes, Rocky is all dressed up for the 4th of July. I don't want to have to tell you how hard that was to get that on him, because it wasn't easy. He doesn't like new things unless it's food. He didn't like our spinning wheel of pain either. So last night I had to put him in my lap and spin it like 50 times. And I also confirmed that this wheel is not rigged in any way, shape, or form.
Clearly not. When that's what
I mean, I got habanero first. That would definitely not be how I would rig it. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven and let it finish up in the oven and get a little bit thicker and let the top brown a little bit. So, yes, the puppy is always where the food is. I mean, you know, when you watch him, I'm surprised we don't have any meat on the counter right now, except that it's covered in the back, so he hasn't been jumping up and down. Also, he's a little more calm because I may have found dog treats with CBD oil in them. Don't judge me, he's exhausting as a dog. Kelsey, we did do one spin already today. Exo Stadia from
The UK.
UK actually subbed earlier, so.
And it landed on habanero, which
And
was
it-
so much fun.
Yes, so much fun! That's exactly what I would say. So much fun! need to make a few more dishes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Well, thank you, Kelsey. You're so sweet. And congratulations, Tojo. I'm going to say Tojo.
Go ahead and spin it.
Okay. I got to make the barbecue sauce too, but I guess we'll wait.
It's only a 1 in 10 chance that it'll happen again for that one.
Can we see this?
Yeah, it's on there.
There's stuff all over the place. Can I clean up?
It's like she's stalling, guys. You might get water. You could get the dancing
water.
one.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, ready? Hot sauce. Thank you, Kelsey. I love you. Usually. Louisiana hot sauce. I will do a spoonful of this. Don't miss this. Here you go, Kelsey. This is just for you. You ready? I don't think this will be as bad as the habanero though, but I could be wrong.
You're about to find out one way or the other.
Okay, just checking to make sure my milk is still back there. It's really good up front, and then it's really spicy at the back end of it.
This is the best idea ever.
Did everybody hear that? The best idea ever is to cause pain. So, it's not too bad. It's probably the least hot of the things that are on the hot spectrum. But I did do a habanero earlier. It's got a little spice on the back. It's the only hot sauce I had in the house for the moment. All right, let me clean up a little bit. Because we gotta get started on the barbecue sauce.
Oh, right, puppy cam's still on. My bad.
Are you seeing nothing down there?
Lovely shot of the floor.
You know. So if you're ever making like mac and cheese, I love doing the enameled cast iron because it stays hot for so long, and that you can do that ahead of time and just stick it on the stove and not with no heat underneath it, and it'll stay for the longest time ever. I know there's hotter, but what? You want to hurt me? Is that what it is?
They might elect to make me do it.
Yeah.
She'll do whatever if you send it to her, probably. Or I will.
So, I mean, if you send me a bottle, I will put it on the wheel as a thing. So, probably the best way is send it to Pink Gorilla, and then have Kelsey send it on to me. So I'm volunteering you, lovely daughter of mine. Okay, so let's make some barbecue sauce for our ribs. And do you want to, while I am doing this, do you want to go ahead and get the grill started?
Sure.
Thank you, Cheesy Tots. I am doing this because it's fun too, so I enjoy it. And I gotta get my recipe. Where's my recipe? Because this is a new sauce for me. And I need to chop an onion, so let's start with that. I know these are some of the things I need. And I need some ketchup. So we'll start by chopping this onion up. And if you cook, and Kelsey, this is a reminder if you're still there, keep that side of the onion on. It makes it a little bit easier to chop. because it holds the onion together for you. And I'm not a professional chef or anything, so I just do the best I can. Always trying to get better. Is it on? Grill is on?
It's starting to go.
We will have a grill cam in a little bit, as Robbie does the ribs on the grill. And we're almost done. I was gonna make a salad, but I think probably not now. We'll just eat all stuff that's bad for us. How did the pies look when you pulled them out? I didn't even take a look at them yet.
How did the pies look?
Did you guys all get to see the pies after he pulled them out of the oven? We did strawberry rhubarb pies if you're just getting here. And I made the ugliest crust ever, but it's gonna be delicious even though it's ugly. So, anybody can put on a cooking show. I think I'd be nervous, like, I don't know if you watch Alton Brown, but he's got his Tuesday night thing on YouTube that we watch every Tuesday.
Pie cam.
Pie cam, look at that. Look at those pies. And the noise you hear in the background is the cardamom ice cream that's being made. So I'm actually going to make my barbecue sauce in this instead of a saucepan. And I'm going to put a little oil in there and heat it up. And start with the onions. And I'm going to guess I'm supposed to, yeah, transfer it to a blender, but we'll use a immersion blender here. So, Alton is on Cheesy Tots. Alton Brown does, and he has a show that was called Quarantine Kitchen. He now calls it QQ. He's been doing it for over a year now, and it's just him and his wife cooking randomly in their kitchen, just the two of them. They have one camera, which is a phone, and it's awesome because you get to see the side of Alton that you won't get to see in his live show and you won't get to see on Food Network. There may be swear jars on some of.
He even makes mistakes.
He even makes mistakes. And he has a lot of moths in his pantry. Alright, so this barbecue sauce is going to call for an onion sliced up, okay? And then we are going to add some salt to that. And I keep losing my salt, even though it hasn't moved at all, it's just me. And then we're going to need some garlic. I need 2 cloves. And I try so hard not to make a mess. You know, you watch those cooking shows and everything looks so perfect and everything, and I love watching like Alton and some of the other guys who are doing shows on YouTube or some of the other places, because I'm like, oh good, yours looks like a wreck too. Well, that's weird. Is it the same for this one? Okay, I just bought that garlic and it does not look good. I'll take a bit more over here. That actually is taking a little longer to churn. So we'll try some other garlic since that did not seem good. So this calls for 2 cloves of garlic. Making a mess is fun, especially when you have a boyfriend who loves to do the dishes. Another Twitch person came in and had rated us. It was Claire's Baking, and she had asked me where to find a Robbie. Could she pick one up?
Yeah, she needed a Robbie.
I need a Robbie. Where can I pick one of those up? And the answer is I don't know. But he hates dishes in the sink, so he's always doing the dishes. Well, that was a bonus clove that had multiple cloves of garlic in it.
And they look okay?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's good when you find that other people, this is real life. And if you had been here last weekend, was that just last weekend that Kelsey was here?
Yeah.
Last weekend when my daughter was here, my son was here, it was really pretty much pure chaos in my kitchen, but I loved it. I loved it. So we're gonna mince this garlic up. And I have a sign, I really do, maybe Robbie will show it at some point, without showing his mother, who doesn't want to be on camera, she's lurking in person. So anybody who's worried about lurking on the channel, Robbie's mom is lurking in person in the kitchen.
The kitchen is for dancing sign? Or?
The kitchen is for dancing, yeah.
Probably bigger than
Yeah, Kelsey she's fun when she's here, isn't she? For those of you guys who were around for that. So if you don't know, I do post the majority of the recipes that I make on the social medias. So if you look further down, you can see where you can find Dana's Kitchen, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also if they once the videos come down off of, I also post the videos of the streams on YouTube. So you can always go back and look at them. All right, so we got that garlic in there. And now we want 1.5 cups of ketchup in here as well. And I'm going to turn this way down because it's hot. It's not getting real solid there, is it?
No.
That's okay. You know what? It's still going to be good.
Should I slow it down maybe? Or speed it up?
I don't think either's going to
Okay.
make a difference. Is anybody around for anticipation? He's making me. You know those commercials?
Mm-hmm.
Was that for Heinz or was that for Hunt's?
Oh, ketchup? Probably Heinz.
I think it was too, because I think it was the 57 units. Does anybody else know the commercials? Were you around?
How many figures of it?
For the ketchup, where it was anticipation. I can't believe I'm like out of ketchup here.
Heinz.
This
1979.
Robbie pulled out his handheld computer. All right, this is supposed to be 1.5 cups of ketchup. And you know what I need from the other fridge? I need ketchup. I mean, orange juice. Where's your sous chef when you need him? Orange juice from the other fridge. Please. Thank you. I'm quite demanding. Don't I look like the demanding type? Okay, let's see if I can get every bit of that out. Now the other thing this calls for is some chipotle peppers, because it is a chipotle barbecue thing. I'm a bobber. And this calls for 2 chipotles, but this is already chopped up, so we're gonna take a best guess here. And make it pretty spicy. That's more than 2, but it's all supposed to have some adobo sauce. Spicy. Some Worcestershire sauce. About 2 teaspoons of it. And I post the correct amounts on there. I just don't typically measure a whole lot when I'm cooking this way. Drove my mother nuts. Might drive Joyce nuts, I don't know, over there. And if you're new, I have Robbie, my boyfriend. Full-time boyfriend, full-time dishwasher, part-time tech guy, part-time dog wrangler, pasta master. And his mother is here today to eat with us, which I'm excited about. I am making a mess because I really should be doing this in a saucepan, but I was out of saucepans.
So did you want the ribs to go on there now? Or?
No, because the barbecue sauce isn't done yet.
Oh, gotcha. That's for
Yeah.
Dude.
Hey, Elser.
No.
I'm glad you think it smells good in here, Joyce. Everybody make sure that Joyce knows she's supposed to chat when she's in Twitch. Like, she doesn't have to. She can be a lurker if she wants to, but... I'm going to real quick here make this barbecue sauce into a sauce instead of a chunky thing. Nobody wants to bite into a big chunk of onion while they're eating. What was that sound? You don't know? Oh, that wasn't ours. That was our guest's phone. Keeps
Sound-
freaking me out. I'm
sound
like,
from
what
the
is
bottom.
that sound? Very important. If you are mixing something that is hot in a blender,
Towel.
put a towel or something on top of it, okay? Oh,
Oh, and maybe.
And-
Maybe.
plug it in. I want to make sure this isn't getting too... No, it's good. Ooh, it smells good. Oh, and this is still on. So many things. I love making my own barbecue sauce. You get just the right, oh, yeah. Lots of Pink Gorilla people here because Kelsey is my daughter and Cody is my son-in-law. I think this needs a little more spice.
More what?
More spice.
More spice.
More chipotle peppers. And I think it needs a little more Worcestershire. So we'll get that going again. Robbie's torturing the dog by putting him right next to the blender.
Torturing.
I bet he would say differently.
Trying to keep quiet.
All right, barbecue sauce complete. Now you can take the ribs out.
Discount's back.
Hey, Viscount, you're back. And you've got cheap Chinese food. You know what? I love good takeout Chinese food, and the cheap stuff is usually some of the best. All right, so we have our Chipotle barbecue sauce, and Robbie
Me?
is going to take the meat and the sauce. Do I need to carry a camera out, or is it already out there?
Well, let me. No, the camera's
Oh,
over
camera's
here.
over there with the pie. Oh, there's a fly.
On camera. That's great.
I did, Elser. I did make those pies right here on camera. And it wasn't pretty, but they turned out. They look really nice. And we're still making the cardamom ice cream to go with them. They're strawberry rhubarb pies. I'm going to try to clean up some of my mess here, Ted. Is that good?
I'll carry this out.
Okay, so
And I'll come back
here's
for
the
more.
ribs. If you weren't here from the beginning, I actually started the ribs prior to the stream because they needed to be in the oven for 2 hours. As it turns out, they've been sitting on the counter for an hour, so I probably didn't need to do that. And I took the ribs, and you take the skin. If you've never cooked ribs before, the back of the ribs have like a thin layer of skin on it. The butchers usually don't take that off. You want to kind of slide a knife underneath it and pull that off. Otherwise, it's really hard. The ribs are really tough. Then I sprinkled it with salt, pepper, paprika, and garlic powder, and put them in a big pan. Put some beer in the bottom of the pan, wrapped it tightly with foil, put it into the oven for 325 for about 2.5 hours. So you want to keep the ribs in the oven, if you're doing it that way, 2 to 3 hours. You don't want to go much longer than that. You don't want the heat higher than that. If it's much higher than that, you're going to get tough ribs. If you keep them in there longer than that on a low heat, you're going to end up with ribs that you can't put on the grill because they're falling off the bone. So if you're using them for something else, like you're making a sauce, like a pasta sauce with them, or something like that, then it's okay. But if you're going to put them on the grill, 2 to 3 hours in the oven. So, clam strips and crab cakes. You know what? Clam strips was one of the few things of seafood I ate growing up. But anyways, just to finish that thought, what I'm doing. So now we made a Chipotle barbecue sauce, and Robbie's going to throw them on the grill so that that barbecue sauce can caramelize on there. Because they don't need to be cooked because they've been in the oven for 2 to 3 hours. I currently have macaroni and cheese in the oven. I did not use a roux to make them. And if you don't know what a roux is, it's a mixture of flour and liquid that you're putting, usually milk, that you start, and it helps thicken up your sauces. So we'll see how this is. This one didn't look too thick, so I might have needed that. We made sangria. The sangria, I used a bottle of Texas Tempranillo, some brandy, orange juice, a little bit of brown sugar. The fruit first. Rocky is very upset because Otis is standing there. I don't know what else he's doing over there, but and then yeah, so that's the sangria. I think I got all of that. We did some poblano peppers. We've been munching on those. They have like a rice and ground beef on the inside. I have lots of extra filling, so that will probably be dinner sometime this week. And cardamom ice cream. Did I miss anything? Because that's a lot. That's a lot. You know what? That's a good point, SSJ. I did actually have fish sticks as well when my dad was out of town. I grew up eating beef and pork, and we had shrimp cocktail, And if I went out to eat and there was seafood, my mom's like, try clam strips. You might like those. And fish sticks if my dad wasn't in town, but my dad hated fish. Ooh, this is fun. I can see the ribs on the grill. I couldn't see that before. Only you guys could see that before. So Elsa, you don't eat seafood? I really didn't eat seafood until I was out of my house because my dad just really didn't eat it. I think my mom bought swordfish once. But there's so many different kinds of seafood, and some of it's really good. But it's not all for everybody. I remember I went to go eat sushi once with a friend out of town who said, oh, you've got to try the sea urchin. It's so good. And after I took a bite of the sea urchin, which was kind of like a mousse texture, but tasted like salt water to me. He's like, how do you like it? And I said, I think that you will be enjoying a lot of sea urchin tonight. That was my... So thank you, Exostadia. Elsa, you live by the ocean and you don't eat seafood. Oh my gosh, there's so much good seafood out there. But and SSJ lives an hour away from an ocean. Awesome. I mean, I'm in the middle of Texas. I'm nowhere near an ocean. And even when we went on vacation, people are like, oh, you're at the ocean. It's like, nah, at the Gulf. Gulf of Mexico. But it's okay. It's close. I would totally like, that's my dream, is to live on the beach. But if you saw pictures of Robbie at the beach, he still had his shoes on and his socks on and a hat on, shirt on, holding the umbrella like this. But it was very thoughtful of him to take me to the beach when he does not love the beach like me. Oh my gosh, have I made a mess here. Let me clean up some of my mess so that we can make some plates and eat. My ice cream is not freezing up, so it's going to be a little more like a sauce on our pie today, which I guess is okay. It'll freeze up when I put it into the freezer. We just haven't done that. Do you see this mess, Joyce? No. She doesn't have Robbie to come over to her right now because she's over there, and she'd be like, Robbie would come over and then she'd say something to him and then Robbie would repeat it to me. It's awesome. I'm so glad you're here, Joyce.
I only ruined one.
You only what?
Ruined one of them.
Ruined one what?
I didn't ruin it. It fell apart.
Oh, it was so tender it fell apart?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you want... do you have it out there already?
Don't you?
No, the thing.
Which
To
thing?
bring the red plate.
The red plate, yeah, it's out there already.
Okay.
Did you guys already talk about the fun wheel? Hot and ready?
Did we what?
Did I see a fun wheel?
Yes, hot and ready. Hi. Welcome. I'm not sure when you got here. So yes, there is a fun wheel in the background here. So I'll show it again. So anytime somebody subscribes or gives a gift subscription, I have to spin this wheel. And there is eating some hot sauce, which we determined I had to do that last time, has a spice at the end, but it's not too hot. Eat part of a jalapeno, drink some water. We have some funny hats. Horseradish, eat a teaspoon of horseradish, eat some poblano. Robbie has to salsa dance with me in the kitchen, or eat a habanero. I had to do that earlier today too. So that's what the wheel is for. So somebody subs or gives a sub, spin the wheel. We're still trying to figure out a name for it. And I haven't seen any suggestions from you guys. Do you remember what they were?
A
Where's
wheel
my
of
stack
pain.
them? Wait a minute, where's my, here. Turns of anguish. Rotations of irritation. This is Robbie's very creative one, sub-wheel. This is another one of Robbie's, which I don't know what it says about how he thinks about me. Wheel of death. Spinny wheel of pain. I'm not sure that's how you spell spinny. And disc of agony. So, if you have any ideas on what to call it, we'll change things up as we go along, but we thought it'd be fun for you guys. The habanero was so much fun for me. So, Wheel of Misfortune, I like it. Thanks, Bob. Spinny Wheel of Fun. Is it really fun, Discount?
It is. You've had tons of fun today with it, especially the habanero.
I think we should have a reverse on here, which means that Robbie, we've spin it again and Robbie has to do it. Kind of like Uno. Oh, I think this is a good idea. Instead of one of the waters, we'll make it reverse. So, hi Girl on Fire, thanks for following. Thanks for following.
So
Glad to have you here.
How long do you think that needs?
Just till it looks like the barbecue sauce is
I'll
all
go check.
glazy and caramelized down there. Okay. And just so we're clear, I do have everything ready. So I've eaten a third of this habanero. Here's my jalapeno. I will not take the seeds out. I will eat it with the seeds. So poblano, out of my garden, and I was like, they must be spicy. Well, they are spicy because I ate one that was cooked over there, a baby one, but it had other stuff like cheese. And then the horseradish sauce that has something on the bottom. Not good. So thanks for asking what the wheel is. Whew, look at all of these dishes, Robbie. Are you so excited?
I can't even contain it. I'm so excited.
This is how we have fun, apparently, is torturing one another.
When do you get to eat another pepper?
Huh?
When do you get to eat another pepper? There you go.
I ate this one. All right. So we're just waiting for the ribs right now. So while we're waiting for the ribs, I think I'm going to pour myself a sangria. Do you want one?
Yes, please. Do you think the ice cream machine is still in the freezer at this point?
It probably does.
Okay, I was going to go take care of the ribs.
Oh, I guess that means I'm putting it in the freezer. What? I have to do some of the work around here? Because it's really not, it's really kind of runny. Oh, but it tastes really good. So we'll stick that in the freezer and see if that'll help. If not, it'll be more like a cardamom anglaise sauce, which I'm still okay with. Ah, doesn't fit there. I'm thinking. Because that's full. Okay, I have to. Hey, entertain yourself. Can somebody start a conversation? Because I've got to go put this in the other freezer. I'll be back. smells so good in here. Hey, I'm back. Woohoo! You got entertainment, rib sauce, and oh, okay, yeah, you got to see what he was doing. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. It's been so long. Okay, would you like a drink too, Joyce? You got to try it at least. No, you're not even gonna try it. Okay. I'm gonna try the sangria. Do you guys like sangria? I think it's a great summer drink. Let's see here. You missed the whole stuffed pepper segment. Oh, those silly kids that need to be fed. You know. Yeah. All right. You want to try the sangria? Could use a little more sugar in it, but I'm sure we're going to have a lot of sugar with the pie and everything. You like it just the way it is? Okay. Hot and ready. So what's in my sangria? What's in my sangria is I chopped up an apple and an orange, left the rinds on, and then muddled it with some brown sugar. And Robbie put a little too much ice in the thing, so we had to switch containers because we were in a smaller container. But now it's nice and cold, so there's that. Then I added a bottle of Tempranillo, and that is a wine that is indigenous to Spain. And so this was a Texas one now, because we grow a lot of Tempranillo grapes here in Texas, and I like the Becker Vineyards here. So I used a bottle of that. I used some orange juice, I think 3/4 cup of orange juice. Everybody don't tell Hot and Ready that I didn't measure that. And then about 1/3 cup of brandy in there. So that is what is in my sangria. It's a pretty simple sangria, but you can always use like a cab or like a juicy Zinfandel if you want to. If you don't have Tempranillo or don't want to use Tempranillo. So I like it. It's so nice because Robbie really likes red wine. I like red and white wine, and so the sangria is a good thing because with the red wine in the summer when it's like 95 degrees, which it is here for a lot of the summer, to me that's too heavy, and this is a good compromise for the two of us. It's not too heavy because it's got that fruit juice in it, and it must be good for you because it has orange juice in it and fruit. So yes, it's been a lovely, yeah. I mean, I love sangrias. I like white sangrias too. I think they're really good. Here comes Robbie. He's got the barbecue sauce in hand, which must mean he's done saucing the ribs. Excellent, excellent. You know what was handy is that while I was putting the stuff in the freezer out there, you were entertaining them by saucing the ribs.
Excellent. Look at that teamwork.
Teamwork. And we totally planned that.
I mean, you could have. You could see me.
But I did. I totally planned that. All right, let's get some stuff put away.
Would you like to venture out there and see if they're caramelized enough for you?
Hey everybody, are the ribs caramelized enough? Did you see them? Do they look like they're ready out there? You don't know. I don't know. I think I trust you. Excuse me.
Give it one more minute, we'll go grab them.
Sounds like a good plan. That fly.
And hopefully the dogs don't trip me on the way in.
Hopefully.
That'd be very sad.
That would be very bad.
Losing blueberries is one thing.
I can't believe I lost the blueberries. That was going to be on top of the...
Well, I'd rather not one-up you and drop all the rest on the ground or the floor.
I don't want you to one-up me on that either. That would not be good. So I'm going to get plates. All part of the plan. Yeah. Okay, they're saying they looked good.
Okay, I'll go grab them.
So. The dogs have a plan of trying to get
They do.
people food. That's what they got going. So I'm actually going to make a couple of plates. Joyce is trying not to get into the, here, I'll put those closer to you so you don't have to reach so far with them. I mean, I get it. I get it. I have somebody else, a friend of ours, who may come in and cook with me one day, and I'm very excited. She's actually a fabulous gourmet cook, so she would be really fun to have here, and she's hilarious. It's way funnier than me and Robbie. And if her husband is sitting around, he's really hilarious, but...
It's like the plate's not big enough.
Can you guys see that? Like, see how those are, I can't tell where they are. Nope, I took them further away. There we go. Look at this. Those look good. Okay. So we are gonna try some. Okay. We'll just wait for him. Oh, I gotta get the mac and cheese out. The oven. Where are the pot holders? There they are. There's that. I'm gonna get this out of the way. That might be a little too close to where Rocky can get to it, so we'll put that over there. It's sad when you gotta think about where can I put this so the dog does not get it. I don't think they've had dinner, have they?
Probably not.
They might be hungry. I mean, it's only 6. They're not going to eat their dinner while this is out. I mean, you can try if you want. All right. Let's get some ribs on the plate. Something we can all try. Robbie and I can try. I'm not going to make this a pretty plate. I'm just going to do it so that we can both taste it. Thank you. We think we're hilarious. I'm glad somebody else thinks we're funny. Look at that. That's so good. Look at how creamy that is. That looks really good. What else did I have? We had the peppers, right? Am I missing?
Yes. I didn't quite eat all of them.
There's a couple more left.
A couple of them
Your
made it to the
mom,
final
your mom
plate.
snuck over here and was like, around the
Oh,
corner.
did she? The things that happen when I'm outside, Chad.
So other than this and the pie and the ice cream, did I have anything else?
A salad that didn't get made.
Right, I didn't make the salad. I was gonna make this red, white, and blue salad, but just so you know what it is, I was using kind of radicchio and curly endive, so really kind of a bitter profile. And then I was putting blueberries and strawberries on it, and because that makes it red, white, and blue. And then some pecans, candied pecans, and some gorgonzola cheese, and with just a really simple olive oil, champagne vinegar, a little bit of sugar, mustard, salt and pepper kind of thing on it. So if you want something healthy, that would be really good for this. Robbie, I made it the other night, and Robbie didn't like how bitter the lettuce was, but I did. So if you're not like into like the arugulas and things like that, you might want to use a different lettuce. Like, I'm trying to think, like maybe a romaine or something along that lines with it you could do. So anyway, so you want to try the ribs? You can come over here and eat with me.
I think Rocky's about to try them.
Here he is. Trying to get at everything. Okay, have you seen it? You cannot have it. Okay. I'm very mean.
Oh my gosh. It's like, oh yeah?
I'm gonna get them anyway.
Oh wow.
Took them right off the bone. Do you
Sure
see
did.
how perfect?
Mm.
But if they had been in the oven any longer, you see how you would have never been able to get those on the grill. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Poor Joyce is over there. They're eating without me.
That's fine.
If you want to eat now, you gotta be on camera. Them's the rules.
That's the rule. So, if you want to eat first at my house on stream nights, you have to be on camera.
Where's my head? There we go. This'll work.
There we go. Now you can see him, right? That's good. We need a fork for the mac and cheese. So, hold on.
Get down. And maybe a napkin or two.
You want a napkin? Okay.
I didn't realize I was that tall with how I had the camera set up.
Or did you not realize how short I was?
You were perfect. I was just too tall for the shot. But that's okay.
I think I needed to add a little.
Yes, it was all on purpose again.
Salt.
Exactly. They're on to us.
I think I needed to put a little more salt in that,
Mm.
but it's really good. I know you probably think the salt is fine, don't you?
Yes, but I use very little. So.
I know.
Rachel, you're missing out again.
Mm-mm-mm. That's so good. All right.
Mm.
Should we eat some of the pie?
There's pie. I forgot there was pie.
Should we?
Chad,
try
I forgot there was pie.
How did you forget there was pie?
Because it's that good. Sorry,
I mean,
I'm being loud.
I'm hungry. That's okay. You're allowed to be like, yep. I'm hearing yay. Okay.
Pie is on the way.
We'll eat the ugly pie because I want to take a picture of the pretty pies.
Left my drink over there.
What? Would you like me to go get
No,
your
no,
drink?
no, that's fine.
Okay, so I don't think the ice cream is set, but I will go grab it real quick. And we'll just drizzle some of it on top of the pie.
She left us, Chad. There are two dogs. Here, maybe you guys can see. They are right here. Hi, Rocky. Hi, buddy. Thank you for not jumping on the counter. Hey!
What?
Nothing. He's just about to get the pie.
Oh, you were yelling at me. You were yelling
No,
at
no,
Rocky.
I said thank you for not jumping, and 2 seconds later,
He
2
jumped?
seconds later, he
Hey.
jumped up.
So here's what I'm gonna do. This is more like ice cream soup.
It's like we can't trust you. It is really good. I'm sorry. Yep, always the dog's trying to be greedy. Rocky's very determined. And there's ice cream on the way.
Yes, and it's more like ice cream soup.
That's alright. It'll taste. That's very soupy.
When that freezes up, that's going to be really good. All right, did you try the pie?
No. I'd let you destroy it first. That and I had to.
You were
get it
dog
away- I had to
wrangling?
get it away from my puppy.
He was doing one of his part-time jobs of dog
It's a
wrangling.
big bite.
That's very judgy. We're going to put a little of the ice cream soup on there. Mm.
You're doing well.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing really well.
Well, this is my favorite part of the show.
Is eating?
Yeah. Especially since it's so good.
Okay, try it. We need to let these poor people go. So,
It's a shame that chat's not here.
I know.
Oh my god.
Is that good?
Yes. It's amazing.
So, the poppers were good. Rocky is always determined. Thank you. Boyd's. I'm gonna go with that.
Boyd's.
So yeah, but we should probably feed his mom.
She could be eating.
Since we
She could be eating right now.
Since
She
we
came over
invited her over for dinner, so we should probably do that. But no more wheel. No, if somebody else, got a sub
It's-
right now, I would do
it's
it
right
one more
there.
time. But if not, it'll be back.
A sub or two.
Yeah, it'll be back.
Then she'd really need some ice cream if it landed on the habanero again.
Yeah. Mm. So, anyway, hey guys, thank you. Are we gonna rate somebody?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm,
Hang on.
I'm eating pie though.
Robbie's eating pie, so he hasn't done his whole let's go raid somebody, figure out things. So hang
I'll
on.
go look. You guys decide if you want to torture her. Or me.
I'll just keep eating
I'll
in front of you guys.
I'll do it instead if that's what somebody prefers.
I mean, Robbie deserves to eat a habanero.
I deserve it? What does that mean?
I'm joking.
She's half joking, maybe.
He
Maybe.
was getting such joy out of me eating the habanero over there.
I was just happy that you looked so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is anybody, thank you, Exostadia. Independence Day. I don't know, I think we're actually going to go see fireworks tonight. I think that's what we're going to do. Thank you guys for being here. I know Robbie's really quickly looking to see if we can jump into somebody else's and say hi. We're trying to be good neighbors and support the other cooking streamers because we know that it's good. I have found a couple just from raids that I really enjoy watching myself. So I'm trying to be a good steward of Twitch cooking streams. So let's see here. But I'm so glad that you guys came and stayed here with me for the over 3 hours that we've been on.
So it's a new record.
It's awesome. That's the longest I've been on. So you guys have made it fun today.
It flew by, that's for sure.
It did.
Claire's
It did.
on. Let's return the favor.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Claire actually rated us one time, so we're gonna jump over to Claire's baking because she was nice enough to come over and join us one night. So here we go.
Oh, hang on.
Wait.
This is
Oh, do
good.
you need me to turn this for you?
Yeah.
I have this giant monitor now, which makes it much easier for me to see your guys' chats, other than my teeny tiny iPad that I was doing it with before. So, let's see here. Here we go. Thank you guys. See you later. I don't know, are we there? Oh, you haven't done it. Oh, by the way, we're cooking on Thursday at 5. Tandoori chicken.
Tandoori chicken?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Here we
Thanks
go.
so much
Thank
for the
you.
subs and hanging out. And
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. And we'll see you in there.
All right, bye.
Raid now. I clicked raid now.
Okay, I'll just stand here.
I think it went. We'll see.
Ooh, 27. I ended with 27?
I thought you were in the 30s. Let me go on stream.